Special thanks to Patreon supporter Jagdtiger for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared12 here bringing you another Minecraft World War II aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Blom and Voss BV238. The BV238 was a German flying boat built during World War II. It was the heaviest aircraft ever built when it first flew in 1944 and was the largest aircraft produced by any of the Axis powers during World War II. Development of the BV238, a giant flying boat, began in 1941, following the success of smaller but still enormous BV222 Viking. An approximately quarter-scale model of the BV238 was commissioned to test the new long and slim hull design, built by the Czechoslovakian Flugtechniske Verteidigungsmeinschaft, Prague, which I probably completely butchered that, but yes, it's a name and a half. The FGP-227 arrived too late to contribute to the data of the program. Although extensive defensive armament was planned for the first prototype, the BV-238V1 had none, bearing the Stamakansing alphabetic radio code of RO plus EZ. It began the flight trials in April 1944. It was strafed and partially sunk while moored on Lake Shaw, some miles to the east of Hamburg. One wing remained above water and it was salvaged, but by the time the war had ended, the Allies refused to let it be restored, so it was taken out to deeper waters and sunk. The aircraft was quite impressive. It was absolutely huge, as you can see in front of us, with 3 engines on each wing, bringing a total of 6. It had a ton of defensive armaments, mainly of 13mm cannons, but it also did include 20mm cannons as well as part of the defensive armament. It is very interesting because it's really one of the only aircraft that I personally know about that actually has manually controlled guns on the wings. That's something that's kind of unheard of and we don't really see too much about, but it's present on this one. I don't even think they're remote controlled. I legitimately think that they are manned by crew, so it's kind of interesting. It's a huge aircraft. I would say probably one of the biggest aircraft built during World War II, if not the biggest. Maybe the Spruce Goose. I can't remember if that was during World War II or not, but yeah, absolutely massive aircraft, and really impressive one if you're looking for a very iconic German float plane. As I mentioned, there was only one prototype built, and that prototype did not have guns on it, so this here is kind of going off of War Thunder and positioning of their guns. I believe it also is based off of actual blueprints for the aircraft. War Thunder seems to be pretty accurate in terms of their models, so I'm assuming that the design for it is relatively close to what we probably would have saw if it did receive its actual defensive armament. Before we go and move into this tutorial, though, I do want to go ahead and give a special thanks to Patreon supporter Jagdtiger for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video description, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request of your choosing. It really helps support the channel, and you do earn the cool benefit of basically getting this a vehicle request or something similar to what you can see in front of me, as long as your tier allows it. But overall, really cool build, and should be a fun one to add. There's been a lot of requests for it for quite some time, so I'm happy to finally deliver. Anyways, let's go and dive in here to take a look at the BV238. So starting off with, we have the hull of it, which is a pretty thin hull. As you can see, it's pretty thin, pretty tall. You got the basically base of it, the underwater section, and all that. You got the sides here of the fuselage, the front here nose with the front-mounted turret. You then have the cockpit located right behind it. You then also have a ball turret mounted up here on top of the roof. As we move further back, we have basically a lot of windows along the side here of the aircraft, nothing too fancy, and then we do have the little German marking there on the side. This is our first German aircraft that's actually big enough for us to actually include a historically accurate swastika on the back tail. Again, that is historically accurate to the aircraft and its markings, so that is why that is included. On the back here, we also have the other turrets, or the rear turrets as well. Then as we go to the sides, you can also see here that we have the turrets here that are mounted on the wings. And again, I do think that they are manned due to the glass obviously being exposed there. So there are actual guys that would sit here and basically sit in these turrets, which is pretty wild to think about. We then have the wings, obviously, that extend out to the sides here. We have the engines. So again, we have these massive 3 engines on each wing. And our wingspan here is absolutely ginormous. As you can see from up above, it is quite a large, impressive wingspan, for sure. Overall, though, a really nice aircraft in general. We do have it with the little pontoons extended as well. So you will be able to include those pontoons extended. I will probably also show you guys how to build it without those pontoons extended as well. So if you're wanting to kind of keep it looking like it's, without the pontoons extended, probably just an in-flight version, I will also be covering that. But overall, really cool looking build. Should make an awesome addition to any of your worlds. But without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, so moving into our first layer here, we're going to be going ahead and actually starting off with layer number 2. Now we will be starting with layer 2 because we get a better basis of the aircraft built. Layer 1 really is just going to be adding some top slabs to the bottom of the fuselage, so that is why we're starting with this layer here. Quick few things I want to mention is if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way this tutorial will be structured is we will be doing half on, half off. What this means is we're going to be building the entire center line of the build, and then we'll be building the right side. It'll be up to you guys to transition the right side over to the left side. This is a massive build, so it will be a little bit of a complex tutorial, so just make sure that you are aware and you are prepared for that. I will try to make it obviously as easy as I possibly can, but again, this is just a big build. There's a lot of room for mistakes to happen and block counts to get messed up, so really just be patient and, obviously do your best here. In addition to this, if you do want to have this aircraft position in the water, you're obviously more than welcome to do so. You will need to build this layer though, so this is layer 2 that we have here, 2 blocks underneath, or technically 3 blocks underneath the water level. So you can see here we have the water layer, basically these 3 blue concrete blocks representing the top of our water. This here is where the last water block is going to sit. You then have one more block underneath, and then the second level underneath that surface layer is going to be our layer. So we have basically 1, 2, and 3 layers here. This is where we're going to go and start our aircraft. Very important, make sure that's correct because it will sit a little weird if you do put it in the water differently. It's not that big of a deal, but again, for you guys that want to build this as accurate as possible, sit in the water, it's probably going to be your best bet to position it right here. Now, once we have this all done here, we're going to go ahead and drop down, and we're going to go ahead and at this third layer that we're on, we're going to place down 2 of these diorite top slabs. So we will be using polished diorite throughout the bottom of the white coloring, which will be underneath the wings and the bottom here of the fuselage. So when I refer to diorite, I am referring to the polished diorite. We will be using that throughout this entire build. You can use quartz, but the white color is a little bit more of an off color, and diorite here does work best. We're going to place down our 2 diorite top slabs and then 1 iron trapdoor there toward the front. We then want to go ahead and place down a long row of polished diorite. That's going to go all the way down the center line here, and that's going to end at a total of 23 blocks. So again, from this first block here, that's 1, and then we have 29 ending right back here. We're going to go ahead and place down a polished diorite top slab, followed by a diorite wall, a diorite top slab, diorite wall, diorite top slab, and a diorite wall. We're going to go and then skip a space, place down a diorite top slab, skip an airspace, place a diorite top slab, skip an airspace, place an iron trapdoor, skip an airspace, and another iron trapdoor like so. So we should have basically something that looks like that there for our center line. Again, looking at it from the side here, that's what it should look like. Once we have that all done, we're going to go ahead and start on our rear here. We're going to go and build off of this iron trapdoor 1, 1, off these diorite top slabs 1, 1, and then we're going to go off this diorite wall, 1 wall, and then a top slab. We then want to go ahead and go off this top slab here with an iron trapdoor. We're going to place down another wall of diorite coming off this one, and then a diorite top slab, a iron trapdoor coming off this top slab here, another diorite wall, and another diorite top slab like so. We're going to go ahead and place down a diorite top slab coming off this one here, and then taking our polished diorite, we're going to go back forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24 polished diorite full blocks. We're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3 polished diorite upside down stairs, and then 1 and 2 polished diorite top slabs. Let me just go ahead and confirm that's correct, and it is. So again, it should look like this. You have the polished diorite full block, the 3 upside down stairs, and the 2 top slabs, followed by an iron trapdoor there on the end. Our next row here is going to go to the second polished andesite block from the front. We're going to place down a top slab there, diorite to the side. This here is just going to be a row of top slabs all the way along the side here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23 top slabs back. Then that right there is just going to bring us to our end there, and that really is it for this layer here, layer number 2. I'll go ahead and remove these blocks as we won't need those anymore for our markers. But looking at from above here, this we should have for the top down for this layer. Again, you'll take what we did on the right side here, flip it over that center point, and you'll basically have the symmetrical look from up above. Anyways though, that right there is going to conclude everything for layer 2, and with that we're going to go and drop down to layer number 1. Moving on to our next layer, we have layer 1. Layer 1 here is probably going to be our simplest layer. This is going to be starting off by going to our center line here. We're going to go and go to the third polished polished diorite full block. So this one here, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor on the bottom of it. We're going to go then place down a second iron trapdoor back, then a polished diorite top slab. After this polished diorite top slab, we're going to go and place down a row of polished diorite. That's going to be 24 more blocks in length, giving you a total of 25 polished diorite top slabs. This should end at this polished andesite or polished diorite full block right here, and basically kind of complete the bottom here of this layer. So very important, make sure everything is kind of lining up so far. Again, this is a row 25 of top slabs, 2 iron trapdoors there. Make sure that everything is looking right and lining up so far. Here's a look from the side, and it's easier to catch little mistakes that might have been made at this point in time rather than later on once we start getting higher up in the fuselage. Anyways though, that is going to conclude everything we have there for layer number 1, and with that, let's move on to layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. Since we already did layer 2, we will be working on layer 3 in this section, and let's go ahead and dive into it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to place down a polished diorite block on top of this iron trapdoor, followed by a polished diorite upside down stair here, there in the front. That right there is going to be the front tip, and we're going to go and then work our way back here to the rear. Now, right where we have this main kind of fuselage section end, and we kind of get into like this ribbed section, that's where we're going to go ahead and basically start working on. Now, what we want to do here is we're going to go ahead and place down a polished diorite block on top of this first diorite wall. So it's just going to go right here. We're going to go and then build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 blocks back. I'll go and double check my count here, and this is going to be 11 blocks in total. So 10 back from that first block equals 11, so 11 blocks in total, and it's going to end right on top of this iron trapdoor here. We then want to place down a polished diorite top slab, as well as a polished diorite full block, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 top slabs back from that full block. We're going to go and then place down 5 iron trapdoors coming off that top slab. We're going to go and skip 1 space, place down an additional 3 more iron trapdoors, and then 3 polished diorite top slabs. And that right there is going to create your center line here. Again, here is a view kind of from the side here. So we have this section built here, and that section there in the front. At this point in time, we're going to go and go back up to the front, and we're going to go and start working our way out to the sides now. Now, coming off this full block here, we are going to place down a top slab of diorite, then 1 and 2 polished diorite blocks back from that. Coming off the side of this full block here, we're going to go and place down a top slab, and we then want to go and place down a row of 2 of stairs back. So we have 1, 2 upside down polished diorite stairs, followed by 1, 2, 3, and 4 full blocks of polished diorite. On these first 2 blocks here, or sorry, the last 2 blocks I should say, we're going to place down 2 top slabs, and behind that we're going to place down 2 stairs. So 1, 2. We're going to go and then take our polished diorite, and we're going to go and run this row of full blocks back from the stair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and we're going to go and go 22 blocks back. And actually, my bad, it's going to be 21 blocks back, and then a top slab. So again, I'll go ahead and double check my length here, and we have a total of 21 polished andesite full blocks, and then a top slab here on the very end. Now at this point in time, we're going to go and then build coming off this top slab, we want to go and take our iron trapdoors, and we're going to go and build we're going to go and grab our diorite walls, and we're going to place down a diorite wall here, then a diorite top slab, like so, and then a diorite wall right here. Now we're going to then go and connect up to our middle row here, and we're going to go and build 1, 2 diorite blocks covering this space here, 1, 2, and 1, 2. We're also going to place down a block over this empty space that's located right there. Now after that's done, we want to go ahead and then go back from this wall with a diorite top slab, a diorite wall, a diorite top slab, a diorite wall, a iron trapdoor, then a diorite wall, and we're going to go ahead and stop right there for the time being. Now in this section here, we are going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and going from this top slab. We're going to place down 2 blocks over, should connect to our center there of full blocks, as well as 2 blocks right here. Now this next section here is a little different. It's going to be a upside down stair. That's going to be right here, and then a full block right behind that. Our next row here is going to be a row of full blocks. So 1, 2, connecting up to that wall. Next we have our first iron trap door here. We're going to place down a top slab right behind that iron trap door, and then another polished diorite full block. This section here is just going to be 2 blocks connecting our center line up to our andesite or our diorite wall on the side there. This section here, we're going to go and place down a top slab on both sides of this middle block here. Then we have an iron trap door to the side like so. This section, we're going to place down a full block here, followed by a wall of diorite, and then a top slab like so. This next section here is just going to be a top slab coming off this slab here, or that top slab there in the center, and then an iron trap door. We're going to go then build another full block coming off this one, so on top of this iron trap door, then a diorite wall, and then a diorite top slab. After we have that done, we're going to go ahead and go to this first top slab here that's kind of separated from this main section here, and we're going to place down 2 iron trap doors to the side. We're going to then go along the side here of these top slabs, 1, 2, 3, and also on the side here these 2 iron trap doors, so 4, 5. So you have a total of 5 going off that one right there, for a total of 6 in this row, and then that 1 iron trap door that comes off to the side there. And that's going to kind of form the main structure there of that back section. So again, here's kind of an aerial view of what it looks like from up above, and I'll try to get you a side profile. This is kind of what you want, looking like that. Again, don't get too concerned about the nitty-gritty. If something isn't perfect right here, it's not the biggest of deals, but just make sure that everything seems to be lined up for the most part, and at least your links are accurate. Anyways, after we have this all done, we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and going to this top slab here. So we have this first one, the second one, and this third one right here. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor to the side of it, followed by 1, 2, 3, and 4 trapdoors forward for a total of 5. On this first full block of polished andesite, we're going to go and then switch to our top slabs of diorite, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 top slabs like this going forward. And that right there will basically complete your sides, and with that, that is going to conclude everything we have here for this layer. One thing I do want to go ahead and mention real quick is obviously here is a overview of what it should look like from the top down view. You can also fill the inside in here if you do have this in the water. I do recommend so you fill this in, get rid of that water that's going to be on the inside here, but it really isn't too necessary. This is at minimum the outline and the blocks you need to place, but again, you can fill in the inside here if you do want to. So just keep that in mind throughout the build. It is optional to fill that space in, especially when you're going to have this underwater, but not completely necessary. Anyways, though, that is going to conclude everything we have there for layer 3. And with that, let's move on to layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. Layer 4 here will be our last layer that will be basically in the water. The rest of this will all be above water and kind of get into the green sections here of the aircraft. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and dive into it. First thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and start off by going ahead and going above this diorite upside down stair. We're going to place down a polished diorite full block and then a diorite wall coming off of it like so. That right there is going to finish our front center line, and we're going to go ahead and then work our way here to the back. We're going to go ahead and go to the first iron trap door. So after these polished diorite top slabs, we're going to go and do the first iron trap door here. We're going to place in a full block on top of it. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks until you end on top of this polished diorite top slab here on the very end. And that right there is going to form your center line. Really simple center line to get us started with. At this point, we're going to go and start working our way out to the sides here. We're going to begin by going up to the front here. We're going to place down a full block coming off the side here, this block here. We're going to go out to the side and back at an angle. We're going to place down a polished diorite upside down stair. Then 2 full blocks of polished diorite. We're going to come off the side of this block here again, kind of out in an angle like so, with a upside down diorite stair, a second stair back, and then 1, 2, 3 full blocks like that. We're going to come off this full block here again, at an angle and back, and we're going to place down 2 diorite stairs again, and then a row of diorite full blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. We're going to go ahead and continue this on after 27 with 28, 29, 30, and 31 blocks back in total. I'm going to go and double check my count here, and it is going to be 31 blocks in total after those 2 top slabs. After we have that done, we're going to go ahead and grab our diorite walls. We're going to place down 1 and 2 diorite walls back, followed by some white stained glass panes. We're going to place down a row of 4 of white stained glass panes going back from those walls. On the inside here, we're going to go and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 polished diorite full blocks along the glass panes and walls, as well as an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 back, so it should cover up all those walls and trapdoors, like this, basically along the sides there. So that'll fill in that space there. We also can take our polished diorite, and again we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to fill that space in, as well as 1 block here on top of this iron trapdoor for right now. Now after this is done, we're going to go and continue building back, and this is going to be a row of polished andesite top slabs going back. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to transition to 1 and 2 iron trapdoors. Now after we have that done, between the top slabs, we're going to go ahead and just place down 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, then 1, 2, 1, 2 tops, or full blocks filling that space in. And this should start to connect up to our center line here we placed earlier. Now in this section, we want to go ahead and then place down a full block. That's going to come off this block here, and then a top slab. Same thing here, a full block and a top slab connecting to our iron trap doors. After that is done, we're going to place down another full block here, and then a top slab out to the sides again. We then want to place down a top slab coming off the side of this full block here. And we're going to go ahead and repeat that with 1 and 2 more top slabs back. This is going to be followed up with 2 iron trap doors. And then to the sides here, we're going to place down 1 and 2 iron trapdoors right here as well. So this right here is kind of what your back should look like. And looking at it from the sides here, this is what you kind of want shaping wise for the back to look. And once you have that all done there, that is going to pretty much conclude basically this layer here. Taking a look at it from above here, this is what we should have for the top-down view. So again, that's the top-down view, and that is going to conclude everything that there is there for layer number 4 of the build. With that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our first layer of green, which will be layer number 5. Moving into our next layer here, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a polished diorite block on top of this wall right here. Then we want to go ahead and go to the side here of this wall with a mossy cobblestone wall, and we're going to go ahead and place down 2 green terracotta blocks back. We're going to go ahead and take our green stained glass panes and place down 2 glass panes there to the sides. After that, we're going to take our green terracotta, go back from the glass panes, 1, 2, 3, 4 green terracotta blocks. We're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on the side of the last block, and then 2 green stained glass panes going forward. Continuing on, we're going to go ahead and go back from the wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green stained glass green terracotta. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls on the last 2 blocks, and then 2 green stained glass panes going forward from that. We also want to go ahead and take some time to grab some end rods and also some skeleton skulls. Going ahead and coming off of this second green terracotta block here, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 end rods to the side, followed by a skeleton skull on the tip there of that last end rod. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3 green terracotta blocks back from those walls. We're going to go ahead and follow this up with a green shulker box, and then a green wool block, just like that. After that's done, on the sides here, we do want to go ahead and do a little bit of detail here, which is going to be a dark oak sign on the side of the shulker box, as well as a dark oak button here on the side of this green terracotta block. After this, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 blocks in length. Let me go and double check our count here, and it is going to be 26 blocks in length going back. We then want to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 mossy cobblestone walls, and then a row of 6 of green stained glass panes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the inside here, we're just going to place down green terracotta along the walls and glass panes. We're going to continue on for green terracotta, 1 and 2 more blocks, so on top of those iron trapdoors, then a mossy cobblestone wall, and then a green stained glass pane. On the inside here of the wall of the glass pane, we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, 1 more on top of this iron trapdoor, and then a mossy cobblestone wall coming off that block, and then a green stained glass pane coming off that wall. Then on the inside here of the wall, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, then 1 and 2 more blocks back, a mossy cobblestone wall again, and then a green stained glass pane. Between the walls and the green stained glass pane in the center line here, we are going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, and then a green stained glass pane on the very end there, like that, to go ahead and wrap up our rear there of the fuselage. Anyways, with that done, that's pretty much it for that. We also do have 1 dark oak wood button that is going to be on the side here. This is going to be our 3rd block back from our blocks here. So it's our 3rd block, and we're just going to place down our dark oak wood button like so. Anyways, though, that right there is going to include everything we have for this layer. Taking a look at it from above here, this is what it should look like for the top-down view. Anyways, with that all complete, again, you can choose to fill the space in. If you do want to do an interior, you're obviously more than welcome to do that. For this build, again, we will not be doing a full interior for it. We will be leaving it completely open on the inside. So again, that interior will be up to you guys if you do choose to do it. Anyways, though, that is going to conclude everything we have there for layer 5. Let's move on up to layer number 6. Alright guys, moving into our next layer here, we have layer number 6. For layer 6 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and begin with by going ahead and place down a green terracotta block on top of this direct block here in the front, then a green stained glass pane coming off it going forward. We're going to place down one more block here to the side of this one, and then a green stained glass pane coming off that block. We're going to then go back from this green terracotta block, 2 more blocks back, and then 2 green stained glass panes here to the side. We then want to go back 1, 2, 3, 4 full blocks, and then a mossy cobblestone wall here, and then 2 green stained glass panes going forward from that. We're going to then go back from the wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these full blocks back. And we're going to then go to the sides here with 1 and 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and then 2 green stained glass panes forward from that. After we have that done, we're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood fence gate on top of this end rod right here, and we're going to open the fence gate here toward the fuselage. If you are not on Java, so Bedrock players and below, you can go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor here on top of this second end rod. However, you are on Java, we're going to go ahead and place down a block here on top of this last end rod to the side there. And we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a lever. We're going to place down a lever here on the side of the block. And we'll then go ahead and go into our creative menu, or basically our prompt bar. We'll do the command /give @p Minecraft :debug _stick. So we use this command right here, and it will give us this glowing stick. We're going to go ahead and then left click the lever until we get selected face. We're going to go ahead and then right click, and it should do face to floor, and it should be on the top of this end rod. We'll then go ahead and left click it again until we get selected facing, and we're going to go ahead and then right click, and we're going to go ahead and rotate this to where it looks like it points toward the dark oak wood fence gate. And we'll do the same thing there on both sides, just for a little bit of extra detail. Basically, that's support here for whatever this purpose that this little rod serves on the side here. Anyways, though, with that all complete, we're going to go and continue on working along the sides here. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3 green terracotta blocks here, then 2 green wool blocks like so. We're also going to go ahead and then go back 1, 2, 3 green terracotta as well. Now on this third green terracotta block, we're going to place down a dark oak wood button. Same thing on this block here, we're going to place down our dark oak wood button as well. We also want to go ahead and grab a lever, and on this block right here, we are going to go ahead and place down a lever just like that. After that though, we're going to take our green terracotta and we're going to continue back from this block. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So it ends right here on top of the second mossy cobblestone wall. We then want to take our mossy cobblestone walls, go back 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go then take our green stained glass panes and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 green stained glass panes back. On the inside here of the walls and green stained glass panes, we're just going to go and place down a row of green terracotta to fill that space in. We then want to go ahead and go past our last green terracotta block an additional 2 blocks, so 1, 2. And we're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood upside down stair and a dark oak wood top slab. Behind these blocks here, we're going to place down 1, 2 green terracotta blocks, and then 1 more back after that, followed by a dark oak wood upside down stair. On the inside here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, and 1 more block back like so, followed by another dark oak wood upside down stair. The center here on top of this glass pane, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, and a dark oak wood top slab coming off of it going toward the rear. That right there is going to basically wrap up what we have there for layer number 6, and with that, that is going to bring us up to our next layer, which will be layer number 7. Moving into our next layer here, we have layer number 7. For layer 7 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of this green stained glass pane, then a green terracotta block right behind it, and that right there is going to make your front there. Moving to our rear center line, we're going to go ahead and go up from this dark oak wood top slab here on the very end from the previous layer. We're going to go ahead and go up and back with a green terracotta block, and then a second one that follows it. We then want to place down 2 dark oak wood top slabs, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor to go ahead and finish off that rear center line. With that, that's it for our center lines, and we'll go ahead and start working our way out to the sides here. To begin with, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall coming off this one, and then we're going to go ahead and then grab a green terracotta block and place it here. After that, going back from the green terracotta block, we're going to place down a black stained glass full block, and we'll then go ahead and grab our black stained glass and our green stained glass. And we're going to place down a green stained glass pane to the side of the terracotta block, and then a black stained glass pane to the side there of the black stained glass. We then want to place down a green terracotta block here, followed by a black stained glass block, green terracotta, and another black stained glass block. We're going to place down a black stained glass pane coming off the 2 blocks, and then a green stained glass pane coming off that middle green terracotta block. Going back from this black stained glass here, we're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3 green terracotta blocks, a black stained glass block again, glass pane on the side here, and then a green stained glass pane going forward from it. We then want to go ahead and go back from this black stained glass pane, 1 and 2 green terracotta blocks, or rather, sorry, actually it's going to be 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and on the inside here it's going to be 2 green terracotta blocks. Coming off this mossy cobblestone wall, we're going to go ahead and then place down a black stained glass block, and then we're going to go back 1, 2, 3 green terracotta blocks. We're going to place down a dark oak wood button on the side here of this third one, then a black stained glass block here, a green wool block here, and then our green terracotta, 1, 2, 3 back on the side of this third one here. We're going to place down a dark oak wood button, and then we're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, and we're going to go ahead and then place down a black stained glass block, 2 green terracotta blocks, black stained glass, 2 green terracotta blocks, black stained glass, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green terracotta, 1 black stained glass, 1, 2 green terracotta, 1 glass, 2 green terracotta, 1 glass, 2 green terracotta, 1 glass, and then we're going to go and do 2 green terracotta and 1 glass. So again, on this back section here, we should have 5 windows. This section we should have 3, and this kind of here is our endpoint. So again, these are divided with a space of 2, and this section here is a space of 5, and again, we have gaps of 2 between our windows there. So just like that along the side there. Now after that, we're going to go ahead and go back from this glass pane. We're going to go ahead and go back with 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and then a black stained glass pane, and then a mossy cobblestone wall. We then want to take our green stained glass pane, so we're going to place down a green stained glass pane right here, then a black stained glass pane, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 green stained glass panes back from that. Now on the inside here, we're going to go and take our green terracotta, we're going to place on these 2 mossy cobblestone walls. This black stained glass pane right here, we're going to place down a black stained glass behind it, another green terracotta block, another 2, and then another black stained glass, and then on the remaining green stained glass panes on the inside here, we're just going to place down 5 green terracotta blocks. We're going to go then grab white carpet, we're going to place, white concrete, we're going to place down a white concrete block here, green terracotta, and then another white concrete block back like so. On the bottom of this white concrete block, we are going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, like that. Anyways, after that, we're going to go then take a dark oak wood stair, we're going to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair like so, and then a dark oak wood top slab going back from it like that. On the inside here of the top slab, we're going to place down a green terracotta block like so, followed by a second one back, and we then want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood upside down stair, and then 2 top slabs, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor to round that off on the end there. Behind the stair and the first top slab there, we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks. We're going to go then take our dark oak wood top slabs, we're going to place down 2 more back, and another dark oak wood trapdoor. And that right there will wrap up our sides and connect us there to our center point. And with that, that is going to pretty much wrap up everything we have here for this layer. Just making sure I'm not missing anything, and we are pretty much good to go. Now, a few options that you do have here. If you do plan on doing an interior, then perfect. You have your windows here for the inside here of the ship, or the flying boat. Not exactly sure what the floor looks like or what the interior layout actually does look like, and I'm not sure if there's really any good references for that. However, though, you can go ahead, and if you are not planning on doing an interior for the build, I repeat, if you're not planning on it, we can go ahead and take black concrete and actually place it behind these black stained glass blocks, and we can kind of close this area off so that if you look into it, you're not just seeing a void. You're just kind of seeing black. It just kind of blacks it out and really just kind of hides this empty interior. So again, that is something that is completely up to you guys and what you want to do and what your kind of goals here for this aircraft are going to be. It's a pretty large aircraft, so you can make it a survival base, you can make it a lot of things, but we're just going to fill in the windows here for the sake of our tutorial. So those windows will be filled in and kind of covered from the outside view. As you can see, it definitely hides from being able to see in there, and seeing just this emptiness. Again, if you are just building this on your creative world as a display piece. and everything like that. Again, there are no really references for interiors for this aircraft as far as I know, so definitely good luck with that if you are attempting to do an interior yourself. One thing I did also notice is that we do actually want to go ahead and place down a lever on the side here of this green wool block, and we're going to flick it so it faces downwards, and that'll be the same thing there obviously on both sides. Here's an aerial view of what this looks like from up above. Make sure it looks pretty much the same unless you are leaving those windows uncovered. But yeah, again, here's an aerial view from the top down view of what we have so far for the aircraft, and as you can see, it's starting to take some shape here. We're starting to get this shape going, and it's starting to become a little closer and closer every layer to the WW2 Anyways, though, that is it for layer number 7, and with that, let's move on to layer number 8. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 8. For layer 8 to go ahead and get started with here, for our front, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of this mossy cobblestone wall, as well as 2 dark oak wood trapdoors that go forward from it like so. After that is all complete, that's going to be our front center line, and we're going to go ahead and then move our way to the back here. We're going to go up from this dark oak wood trapdoor at an angle. We're going to place down a green terracotta block, followed by a second green terracotta block, 2 dark oak wood top slabs, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor there on the very end. And that right there is going to do it for our rear center line, and at this point in time, we're going to go and start working our way out to the sides. We're going to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block on the top of this wall, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor going forward from it, like so. We then want to go back from this green terracotta block, 1 and 2 more, and then we're going to go ahead and place down 2 green stained glass panes to the side of those 2 blocks. After those glass panes, we're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, 3, 4 green terracotta blocks. This is going to be followed up with a mossy cobblestone wall on the last block, and then 2 green stained glass panes going forward, like so. We're going to go back from this wall here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green terracotta blocks, 2 mossy cobblestone walls to the side of the last 2 blocks, and then 2 green stained glass panes going forward from that. We're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4 green terracotta blocks back from that mossy cobblestone wall. This is going to be followed up with a green shulker box, so like this, and dark oak wood sign on the side there, followed by a green wool block like so to go ahead and create our door there. With that, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, and 3 more green terracotta blocks. This side of the third block will be a dark oak wood button that goes up, and over here on this side, we're also going to place down a dark oak wood button here that goes up as well from that point. With that all complete though, that is going to wrap up what we have there, and we're going to go ahead and continue working our way back. So for this, we're going to go ahead and go back from this green terracotta block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29 blocks back. So it should end on this last mossy cobblestone wall. I'm going to go and double check the count here, and this is going to be 29 blocks back from this green terracotta block here with the dark oak wood button. So it's just going to go back like that. With that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and then take our mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, and then grab our green stained glass panes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 green stained glass panes. On the inside here of the walls and green stained glass panes, we're just going to place down a row of green terracotta blocks on the inside there. We're going to follow this up with 2 white concrete blocks, and then coming off those 2 white concrete blocks to the side here, we're going to place down 2 white stained glass panes. Then a green terracotta block, and then 2 more white concrete blocks going back. We then want to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, followed by 2 dark oak wood ups downstairs. Then we're going to transition to 2 dark oak wood top slabs. And then on the inside here are these 2 top slabs, or rather actually, sorry, it's going to be 3 dark oak wood top slabs. And then on the inside here, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 green terracotta blocks. We then want to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair. That's going to be coming off this block here. And then a green terracotta block here on the inside. We're going to go ahead and go off this upside down stair here with 2 top slabs going back, 1, 2, and then a trapdoor here. We're also going to go ahead and go off this green terracotta block with 1 more block, and then 2 more top slabs, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor, again on the end there. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to wrap up the siding there, and that is going to pretty much wrap up this layer. Again, just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, and everything does appear to be good to go for this layer, so we will be going ahead and calling this good. And yeah, everything checks out and looks like it's good to go. So that right there is going to conclude everything for layer number 8, and with that, we'll be going ahead and moving on up to our next layer, layer number 9. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 9. Layer 9 here is going to be basically one of our last layers before we really dive into start to dive into the wings. So just keep that in mind, and just be prepared for the next layers to kind of be a little bit challenging as we start to build the wings. Those are going to be definitely the most challenging part and the hardest part. Luckily, these wings aren't too complex, but again, I just want to kind of throw that warning out there. So this might be a good layer to complete and take a break if need be. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and get started here with this layer. Now, what we're going to start off doing is we're going to go ahead and place down a black stained glass full block on top of this dark liquid trapdoor and a second black stained glass block right behind that. Then a black concrete block. We then want to go ahead and go to the side here of this first block. We're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, then a green shulker box, and then 2 green terracotta blocks back from that shulker box. To the sides there of those 2 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 2 green stained glass panes. Coming off the front here of this black stained glass block, we're also going to place down a zombie head, as well as 2 end rods. They're going to be coming off these 2 walls here. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves an item frame. We're going to place down an item frame here on the side of this green shulker box, and then a black concrete block in the item frame. If you're on Java, you can also place down a dark liquid sign on the side there as well. Just note that if you are on Java, you're able to do this. If you're on a different version, you will not be able to place down an item frame and sign in the same block space. So just keep that in mind when going forward and place whatever you can place accordingly. After that, though, we want to go ahead and then go back from this wall here with 1, 2, 3, 4 green terracotta blocks, then a mossy cobblestone wall to the side here, and then 2 green stained glass panes going forward from that wall. We then want to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 green terracotta blocks back. We're going to go ahead and then place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls on the side here, and then 2 green stained glass panes going forward from that. After that, we're going to take our green terracotta. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6. Then we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40 green terracotta blocks back like so. So again, I'm going to go and double check our count here to make sure that everything is good to go. And we do have 40 blocks in total from this mossy cobblestone wall all the way back, ending on top of this first wall that we encroach on the previous layer. Now, we do want to go ahead and touch up some things on the side here real quick. First thing being is we're going to go ahead and go up from this dark liquid button here and this dark liquid button right here as well. We'll then just connect these across with a row of 4 buttons to go ahead and finish this space off right there. And that is basically it for that section there. After that, we do want to go ahead and go after this green terracotta block with the button. We're going to go ahead and count back. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And our 11th green terracotta block here, we're going to go ahead and place down an iron trapdoor coming off the side of it. So again, this is our 11th block from this last green terracotta block with the button on the side. If we count all of our blocks in total from this wall, this is going to be the 21st block. So again, either 21 blocks back from this wall or 11 blocks back from this green terracotta block with the button. So from this point on, they have our 11th block. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor to the side. We're going to place down 1 more iron trapdoor, then a row of 2, then a second row of 2, and then 1 like that. So that right there is just going to kind of make your, it's going to be at the very bottom there of the underside of our wings. So we're going to leave that alone for right now. We're going to come back to that a little bit later. Anyways, after that is all complete, we want to go ahead and then take our mossy cobblestone walls, and we're going to go back from this green terracotta, a total of 3 walls. And then we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 green stained glass panes back from that. On the inside here, we're going to go and take our green terracotta, just fill the space in across the side there, followed by an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 blocks. Then 1, 2, 3 mossy cobblestone walls, and then 1 and 2 green stained glass panes. On the inside here, we're going to go and place down green terracotta along those blocks. After that, we want to go and then place down a dark liquid upstairs stair. And then 1 and 2 dark liquid top slabs back. Now, in the center here, we're going to go up from this dark liquid trapdoor. We're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, 2 dark liquid top slabs, and a dark liquid trapdoor. So we're just going to kind of build this up slowly. And we then want to go ahead and go to the side of this green terracotta block. We're going to place down 1 more, and then 1 more back behind that dark liquid stair. Now, for this green terracotta block, we're going to place down 2 more dark liquid top slabs back, and then a dark liquid trapdoor to go ahead and close that off, as well as a trapdoor in this corner here. So it should look like this here for the back. And with that, that's going to complete our fuselage, and it should look like this here for the top-down view with that all complete. Now, we do run into our first bit of engine here, which is going to be this bottom here of our kind of inner engines here. Now, to get to this, very simple, we're going to go ahead and just grab a block, so a block that you can tell apart from the build, so we'll just use some yellow concrete here. We're going to go off this iron trapdoor 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go ahead and go forward 1 block. So again, off this iron trapdoor here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then forward 1 block. We're going to go and switch to our polished diorite. We're going to place down a polished diorite top slab, and then we're going to go out to the side, 1 and 2 top slabs, so away from the fuselage. We then, this right here is going to kind of depend on what version you're on. So if you're on Java, we'll be going ahead and placing down a row of 3 of upside down pistons. So 1, 2, 3. And we'll talk about those a little bit later and why we're doing that. If you are not on Java and you don't have access, or if you don't have access to commands, you will be going ahead and using some polished diorite stairs. So for this, you'll go ahead and just place down a row of upside down stairs, which would look something like this. So where these stairs are, or where the pistons are, or where the stairs would be. So that's an option there. So again, kind of an example here. Those stairs would be there instead of the pistons. Since I'm on Java, I will be using the pistons, but the alternative there is to use those upside down stairs. We're going to go then place down 2 rows of 3 of polished andesite full blocks. And then again, you can use the upside down stairs across, or if you're on Java, we'll go ahead and use the pistons here. So I have a row of pistons on the bottom there, our polished diorite top slabs, and then we're going to go ahead and place down our row of 3 of iron trapdoors. And that's going to right there kind of create the base there for our beginning engine. We can then delete any of our yellow concrete or any of our markers that we placed to build out to the sides there. And taking a look at it from above here, this is what it's going to look like for the top-down view with layer number 9 completed. As you can see, we are starting to encroach on those wings, so just be prepared for the next layers to kind of take us into a bit of area where it's going to be very tricky, so just make sure you're paying close attention, and we'll try to get through it as best we can. Anyways, though, that right there is going to conclude everything for layer 9, and with that, we'll be moving on to layer number 10. Alright guys, so moving into our next layer here, we will be moving into layer 10. One quick change I do want to make to this aircraft, though, is going to be right here in this section here. So we have our layer here where we have our windows that are right along the side here of the fuselage. We're actually going to go ahead and go to this block here with the dark oak, but we're going to swap that out for a black stained glass block. And we'll do the same thing over here on this side as well. And we'll then take our black concrete and place it behind it, again, if you want to fill in that window. But we're just going to go and do that on both sides there. I did notice from some reference images I have to the side here that this is kind of a little bit more accurate to what we would have been seeing here on the aircraft. So that is the reason for doing that. Anyways, though, that is kind of it in terms of changes, and we'll move straight back into our layers here. So for layer 10 here, we're going to start off by placing down a black stained glass pane, or full block on top of this block here, and one more block behind it. We'll then take our black concrete, and we're going to go ahead and just place down 1 and 2 blocks. If you don't plan on doing it interior, just fill in the space in like so. We're going to go then place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of this block here, and again a green shulker box coming off the side here of this second block. Coming off these walls going forward, we're going to place down 2 end rods like that for our front cannons, and then also a dark oak on the side of the black stained glass if I haven't mentioned that already. To the side here of this block, just like we did before from the previous layer, we're going to place down an item frame, and then a black concrete block in the item frame, and a dark oak side at the side of it if you're on Java. We'll then take our green terracotta, we're going to go ahead and go 2 blocks back, then 2 green stained glass panes for the side, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 green terracotta blocks back from those glass panes. Before I get too carried away with myself, that's the front there. We want to go ahead and also do the rear center line. This is going to begin with by going ahead and going to this dark oak wood trapdoor. We're going to go up from it with a green terracotta block, 1 more block back, 2 dark oak wood top slabs, and a dark oak wood trapdoor to finish it off like so. And again, so kind of the same pattern we've been doing going up on the rear here. With that though, going back up to the front, we're going to go ahead and continue on by placing down a mossy cobblestone wall on the side of this block here, and then 2 glass panes forward. We're going to go back from that mossy cobblestone wall with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green terracotta blocks, 2 mossy cobblestone walls to the side, and 2 green stained glass panes going forward. We're going to continue on for green terracotta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41 green terracotta blocks in total. Again, we'll double check our count here, and it is going to be 41 blocks in length. We're going to go and then take our mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 walls back, and then 1, 2, 3, and 3 green stained glass panes. We're going to go ahead and switch back to white stained glass panes, 1, 2, then a green stained glass pane, and then a white stained glass pane. On the inside here of our white stained glass panes, we're going to place down white concrete blocks. On the remaining green stained glass panes and mossy cobblestone walls, we're just going to place down green terracotta blocks. We're going to go ahead and then place down 1 more additional white concrete block back, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green terracotta blocks. Then 1, 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 green stained glass panes. On the inside here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green terracotta blocks, then 1 and 2 more back, followed by a dark oak wood upside down stair, a dark oak wood top slab coming off the side of that stair. Behind the stair and top slab, we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, and we're going to go ahead and then place down 2 dark oak wood top slabs, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor like that. And that right there is going to basically wrap up our back there. And with that, it's going to kind of wrap up the fuselage here of the build. So again, we'll take a look at it from up above here, and this is what our fuselage should look like so far. At this point in time, though, we will start to encroach on our wings. So we will be starting to go ahead and work on those. So let's go ahead and kind of dive into this and tackle this. Now, what we want to do to kind of start with here is we're going to go and go on top of these 4 iron trapdoors, and we're just going to place down 4 polished direct full blocks. We then want to build 2 more blocks here toward the front, followed by a top slab, and then we're going to go and then place down an iron trapdoor. Now toward the rear here, after that full block, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 more full blocks, 1, 2, and then 2 polished direct top slabs. Now this forward section, we're going to go ahead and go off this polished direct full block, 1, 2, 3, and 4 polished direct blocks to the side here, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 top slabs going toward the front, and then 1, 2, and 3 iron trapdoors after that. We then want to take our green terracotta, and we're going to go ahead and go after this full row here, 1, 2, 3 green terracotta, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then at this last row, so this row of top slabs here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some black concrete. We're going to place down a black concrete block here in the center, then a green terracotta block to both sides, and then we'll grab ourselves some polished diorite walls, as well as an iron trapdoor, and we're going to place down a wall here to both sides and an iron trapdoor there in the center. Now, after we have that all done there, we're going to go ahead and then go off of, we're going to go ahead and go back from those green terracotta blocks. So we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 of our polished diorite, like so. So then after this row 3 here, we want to go ahead and then go from this kind of at an angle here. We're going to go ahead and place down a polished diorite full block, then a full block back from that. We're going to then go 2 diagonal, then 1, and then a second block coming off this one here. So it should kind of form this outline. We'll then go ahead and take this time now to go ahead and take our polished diorite and just fill this inside in. So we're just going to fill this in completely with our diorite full blocks. And that right there is what we should have so far. So these right here are polished top andesite top slabs. Then we have our 4 iron trapdoors, and then our 1 top slab right here. Now at this point, we're going to go and go off this 1 top slab, and we're going to go ahead and build 5 more out to the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At this point, we then want to go ahead and go with 1, 2. Then we're going to go ahead and do 1, 2 again. So you have a total, basically these, actually sorry, it's going to be 1. So it's going to be 2. Then you have the 1. Then we're going to go ahead and go at an angle again. And we're going to go ahead and go 1. And then we're going to go forward with a second one. So you have 2. Then we just want to go ahead and go at another angle to the side here. Then forward 1 more. So you have row 2 there again. Out to the side here again. And then 2 more. So you have a row of 3. At this point, you're going to take this row of 3, you're going to connect this up, 1, 2, 3 more top slabs over, so it connects up like that with the aircraft. At this point in time now, you'll take your polished andesite top slabs, or your polished diorite, I should say, and you're going to go and fill this space in between the full blocks and that outer row that we just did of your top slabs. And once we have that filled in, this is what it's again going to look like from up above. And we'll also take a look at it from down below. And this here is a look at what it looks like from down below. Now, at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and then grab our iron trapdoors, and we're going to go ahead and work on our iron trapdoor section. This is going to begin with a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 iron trapdoors. We then want to go ahead and go 4 off of this one, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to go ahead and go back 3 more. So back from this iron trapdoor, 1, 2, 3. After that, we want to go ahead and then go inwards, so in at an angle, and then we're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, so you have a total of 3, and we're going to do the same row again. So in by 1 on the side here, 1, 2 more, so you have a row of 3 there. After that, we're going to go take our iron trapdoors, and we're just going to run a straight row all the way across and connect this up to our top slab right there. And once we have that done, we'll just fill in the space between our top slab outline and our iron trapdoors completely in to go ahead and form the bottom here of the wing, or the start of the wing, I should say. And this is going to get filled in completely, just like so. So that's what it should look like, and here's an aerial overview what that will look like on both sides once it's transferred. Now we do also have our other engines that we do need to take into account. This will be kind of setting them up. So for this, we're going to go ahead and go off of this last iron trapdoor. We're going to skip one space, and then we're going to place down a row 3 of our top slabs. Now after that, you're going to basically do whatever you did before, either the pistons or the upside down stairs. So again, whatever you did for this engine here, you're going to do the same thing right here. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 rows of 3 of your full blocks, and again your pistons or upside down stairs, whichever one will work, or whichever one you did before. And then another row 3 of polished andesite top slabs, or polished diorite, and then we're going to go and take our iron trapdoors and finish this off with a row 3 of iron trapdoors across. Now after this, we want to go ahead and then build out to the side here, and we're going to have our next engine. Again, we'll use some different color blocks here to tell this apart from the build. But we're going to go ahead and go off this row of top slabs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 blocks. So again, we're going to go over to the side here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yellow concrete blocks. Then we're going to place down 3 polished diorite top slabs. We're going to go ahead and then grab our pistons. We're going to place down a row of 3 of pistons. Again, we're going to be using the same techniques we used for the engines before, just on the outsides here. So we have our upside down stairs, or pistons. Then we have our polished diorite going across, and then we have our row of pistons again, or our upside down stairs, our row of top slabs, and again our row of iron trapdoors. So basically the same thing that we did for the middle engines is just going to be transferred over here. In addition to this, we then want to go ahead and go off this row. We're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, and 4 blocks to the side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 back. So again, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So again, this will be 10 back from this block. So this row right here is going to be a total of 11, and this is going to be 3 right here, or a total of 4 going across. So again, just make sure that's correct on both sides. And then after that, we're going to place down 1 and 2 iron trapdoors. So again, we have our 4 blocks to the side. And then if we include this block right here, so again, if we include this one, this will be 11. If we go back from this block, it's 10. And then we have our 2 iron trapdoors. So just make sure that's correct and lined up on both sides. Once you're for sure you're good to go, then you are good to go for this layer. We will take our blocks here and we're going to go ahead and delete them like so. Make sure any of these marking lines you can go ahead and get rid of, as you won't need them throughout the rest of the build. So again, this is why we use like yellow concrete, or just something that stands out, easy to tell and easy to delete later. So with that all done, that is going to wrap that up. And you can see from up above here, we do have some shapes starting to show up here for the BV238. Obviously, we still have a long way to go. I would call this kind of getting somewhat close to the halfway point of the build in terms of building it upwards. We are going to get into the harder layers, so these will take a little bit longer in terms of length, but so far we're doing pretty good. We got a good portion of it built up, and we'll be going ahead and expanding on up to our next layer, which will be layer number 11. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 11. Again, layer 11, we're going to continue to build up some more stuff, and again, this layer is going to be a bit longer than the previous one. With that though, let's go ahead and dive into this layer. We're going to start off by going ahead and place down an air brick stair on top of this black stained glass block here in the front, and we then want to go ahead and place down a black stained glass block right behind it. Again, if you are planning on going ahead and not doing an interior, you can just go ahead and place down a black concrete block right behind that black stained glass block. Again, kind of up to you guys on what you plan on doing here for this build. Anyways, that right there is the front, and moving on to the rear here, we do have the start of our rear turret. We're going to start this off with a black stained glass block on top of this dark oak trapdoor, as well as the second black stained glass block going toward the inside. We'll place down a black concrete block here behind this glass block, again if you are planning on not doing an interior. And also coming off this black stained glass block toward the rear, we're going to place down a zombie head. At this point in time though, we're going to go and start working our way out to the sides here. Going back up to the front, we're going to place down a zombie head on the side of this air brick stair, as well as a black stained glass pane on top of the shulker box. Behind that black stained glass pane, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 green terracotta blocks, Then 2 green stained glass panes come off these last 2 blocks, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor on the side of this block right here. We then want to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 green terracotta going back from that glass pane there, as well as a mossy cobblestone wall coming off this last block, and then 2 more green stained glass panes going forward. We're going to go back from this mossy cobblestone wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 green terracotta blocks, then 2 mossy cobblestone walls on the last 2, and then 2 green stained glass panes going forward from that. After that, we're going to go back 2 green terracotta blocks from these walls here, followed by 2 green wool blocks, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37 green terracotta blocks in length. Again, this right here is going to be 37 blocks after those green wool blocks, like that, going toward the rear. We then want to take our mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 walls, followed by 1, 2, 3 green stained glass panes, then a white stained glass pane, a green stained glass pane, a white stained glass pane, and a green stained glass pane. Like we've done in the previous layers, behind the white stained glass panes, we're going to place down white concrete, and behind the green stained glass panes are going to be green terracotta, as well as behind those mossy cobblestone walls. Continuing on after this green terracotta block here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks back, and then we're going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls, then a total of 4 green stained glass panes back from that. On the inside here, we're just going to place down a row of green terracotta, so a total of 6 along the side there, as well as 1, 2, 3 blocks back, mossy cobblestone wall, green stained glass pane. On the inside here, we're going to place down 2 green stained glass panes like so, green shulker box in this space, mossy cobblestone wall here, and then 2 end rods going back from those walls. We can also go ahead and take an item frame and black concrete, so like we did for the forward gun, we're going to place down an item frame there on both sides, as well as our black concrete in the item frame. And again, for Java players, we'll take our dark liquid sign, and we're going to place it on the side there of that shulker box as well. So once you have that all complete there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have there for the rear of the aircraft, and with that, that's going to pretty much complete the fuselage here in general. And at this point, we'll be going ahead and now working our way into the wing section of this aircraft. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our wings here. So this right here is a pretty good chunk of our wings going to be built up. So just make sure you're paying close attention as we progress through this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our green terracotta here. We're going to place down a row of 4 on top of these iron trapdoors. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and go back from these. Now we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 green terracotta blocks. And we're going to go ahead and do this for each row here. So we're going to have basically 4 rows going back like this. Should be a total of 9. We're going to go ahead and then take our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down 1, 2, 1, 2, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're just going to take our green carpet and place down 1, 2, 3, 4 of green carpet across. Now going ahead and continuing on, we're going to go ahead and take our dark oak wood stairs, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 dark oak wood stairs after those slabs there. We're going to go ahead and go in front of the stairs, row of 4 dark oak wood slabs, and then we're going to go ahead and place down a row 1, 2, 3, 4 of green carpet. After that, we're going to take our dark oak wood slabs, and we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 3 going off the side of the slabs here. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go ahead and also go back 1, 2, and 3. We then want to take our dark oak wood stairs. We're going to place down 1, 2, and then 2 dark oak wood slabs coming off those stairs. Then we're going to place down a green terracotta block here, and a dark oak wood stair like this in the corner there. And that's going to basically create this section here, the wings. Now with our green terracotta, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in that space right there. We then want to place down a long row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then our next row is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to look something just like that. We're going to go then grab our polished diorite, and we're going to place down a polished diorite block right here in this space. Now we're going to go ahead and build this across 1, 2, and 3 more blocks. After we have our third block there, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 4 of upside down stairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4 diorite upside down stairs. And then we're going to grab our polished diorite slabs here, and we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 5. So this is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now behind those top slabs there, we're going to go ahead and place down 5 diorite full blocks. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and then take our green terracotta, and we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 coming off those top slabs, as well as a row of 3 right here. Row 3 going back by 1, and they're going to place down 1 and 2 more rows going forward from that middle row there. Like we did for this engine here, we're going to go ahead and place down our black concrete, and then our green terracotta blocks at the sides, as well as our diorite wall to both sides here, and our iron trapdoor there in the center. Now, once we have this point done, we're going to go ahead and work on our outline for our polished diorite full blocks. So this right here is what our outline for our polished diorite full blocks are going to be. We're going to start off by going ahead and go into this green terracotta block here. We're going to place down 1 and 2 over. We're going to go ahead and then go back, and at an angle toward the aircraft, we're going to place down another polished diorite full block. 2 more back, so you have a row of 3. Then we're going to go ahead and go over and back 1 block, and then we have a second one, so you have 2. And then we're just going to go ahead and go at a diagonal. 1 block, and that should connect up right here, like so. At this point in time, we'll go ahead and then fill the inside in here with our polished diorite full blocks. With that all filled in, you should have something that looks just like this here set up so far. If you need a moment, take some time to go ahead and pause it. Just make sure you take into account the front here. We do have those 4 upside down stairs and those 5 top slabs. So again, that's the only difference there, but the rest of these blocks are all going to be full polished diorite full blocks. Now at this point too, we will also go ahead and construct our what we have here for our other engine, which is very simply going to be done with some green terracotta. That's going to go down the center here. So we're going to place down 1, 2 blocks, and then a black concrete block, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and place down 2 dark oak with top slabs going forward. To the sides here, we're going to take mossy cobblestone walls. We're just going to place down 4 along the sides there, and that's going to set up the front there for, or the side there of the engine. And that's going to finish that engine off right there. Now, at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and then work on our top slab outline. Alright guys, so for our next section of the wing here, we have our outline for our polished diorite. This is going to be done by going ahead and going to this stair here. On the back of the stair, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of these polished diorite full or top slabs. We're going to then go up or forward and out to the side, one slab, and then we're going to place down 1 more, so you have 2. We're going to go ahead and go out to the side, forward, and then we're going to place down 2 again, out to the side, forward, a row of 3, then out to the side and forward and a row of 3. We're going to then go from this slab here, 1, 2, 3 over, and that should connect up here to this green terracotta block. At this point in time, you'll go ahead and then take your top slabs and just fill the space in on the inside here. With that all filled in, that is going to complete our top slab outline and section of the wing. We'll be going ahead and then taking iron trapdoors. We're going to place down a row of 3 across, or sorry, row of 4 across the front there. And we're going to go ahead and then do our iron trapdoor outline. So next up we have our iron trapdoor outline. This is going to be done by going ahead and going off of this polished diorite top slab here. We're going to place down 3 iron trapdoors to the side of that. We're going to go ahead and then go out to the side and back. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor here, and then 3 more, so you have a total of 4. Then we're going to go ahead and go at an angle here toward the aircraft. We're going to place down 3 out and or inside at an angle here, again a row of 3. This last iron trapdoor, we're going to go and then build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over, and it should connect up to that polished diorite top slab there. At this point in time, we'll go ahead and then fill the inside in here with iron trapdoors. And just like that, we have that all filled in there, and it should look like this. So if we go ahead and move our marking that I have here and take a look at it from above, this is what it should look like from the top-down view. After that, looking down at it from the bottom view, this is what we should have here on the bottom view of the aircraft. So if you need to, again, feel free to take some time. Go ahead and pause the video if needed, just to confirm everything's good. But if you have something really close to what we have here, then you're probably on the right track and everything should be good to go. Anyways, though, we are going to go ahead and work on this outer engine here. And for this, we're going to be going ahead and doing the same thing we did for the middle engine there, which is going to be a wall to both sides, green terracotta blocks back, and then a black concrete block there in the center. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rows of green terracotta going across, and then we're going to take our polished diorite stairs and just place down a row 3 of upside down stairs across that back section there. And that's going to basically get our outer engine set up, and with that, the last thing we really have to do for this layer is going to be these gun pods here on the edge of the wings. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to those gun pods. Alright guys, so moving on these gun pods, we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and placing down 2 black stained glass blocks on top of those 2 iron trap doors there. We're going to go ahead and then place down a zombie head facing toward the rear. so that way. And then we want to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on both sides of this first block here, followed by 2 end rods going toward the rear, like that for the barrels of the guns. We're going to go ahead and place down a green shulker box like this to both sides, an item frame on the sides of the shulker box, as well as a black concrete block in those item frames, and a dark oak wood sign, again for Java players, on the side of the shulker boxes. We're going to go ahead and then take our polished diorite. We're going to place down row 3 of polished diorite full blocks, going across the space here. Then we're going to place down 1 and 2 blocks down the center, followed by diorite walls on the sides here. So 1, 2, and 1, 2. We're going to go ahead and then place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 of polished diorite top slabs, like that, to bring us to this look right here. Now, at this point in time, I would recommend going ahead and grabbing some blocks and just making sure everything's lining up so far, as it's pretty important in the future. But basically, from this top slab here, we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks forward, and then 1, 2, 3 over. So you basically have a four blocks, like that, and that's how that should line up there for that outer engine and that gun pod. And then again, we have a space of 1 between the this section here, the wing, and the connection there to our outer engine. And basically, looking at it from above here, this is what we should have from the top-down view. As you can see, the aircraft's really expanding. We're kind of getting into the complex sections with the wings, and once we kind of get through these next few layers and the wings get completed, then we're going to be pretty much smooth sailing from there on out, completing the aircraft. But again, that right there is going to wrap up this layer, and with that, we'll be going ahead and moving on up to our next layer, which will be layer number 12. Before we jump into layer 12, I would also like to go ahead and cover some things real quick for layer 11, and really just some things kind of in general. But this right here is going to be talking about those pistons that we placed underneath the engines. This is going to be mainly for your Java players that have placed down the pistons instead of the stair technique. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to these pistons. We're going to left click them until we get selected extended false pop up on our screen using our debug stick, and you can get that using the command we used earlier. And you're just going to go ahead and then right click them and get rid of that wood portion. And you're going to go ahead and do this for each one of these pistons all on the bottom here of those engines. So we'll just kind of knock those out of the way and have those all squared away and good to go. So once you have those done, you can see here the shape of the engine's a lot nicer. You get that extra little sloping power there, which just really helps make the engines look a little bit more accurate to the real life counterpart. Anyways though, again, that is going to do it for that, and let's go ahead and now move on to layer number 12. So before we go ahead and officially jump into layer 12 here, again, also one thing I want to cover here is going to be the changing out of these stairs here. Now, instead of placing these stairs, we're going to go and swap these out for pistons, or you can use the end portal frames. Either one will work in this situation. End portal frames are a good alternative for those that do not have the debug stick, as basically they will kind of contribute the same way as these blocks here are doing. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to place down these pistons. So we have these 4 pistons here instead of those stairs. And we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of 3 here of these pistons. So we're placing the 2 stairs and then also that 1 slab. We're going to go ahead also right click them with our debug stick, and also this one right here. So our wing's going to look something like that. I think it's just going to give a better shaping overall to the wing, and it's something I'm just going to go ahead and kind of go with, and especially with the next layer. So that right there is pretty much it for that, and with that we'll be going ahead and diving into layer number 12 now. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 12. For layer 12 to get started with here, we're going to go and begin with by placing down a green carpet on top of this black stained glass block here. We're going to go back from the green carpet with a dark oak wood slab. Then we're going to go ahead and place down a daylight detector, a dark oak wood slab again, and after that we're going to go ahead and place down a piston. Again, instead of the piston here, you can also use a end portal frame as an alternative. It gives you the same kind of block height as we were looking for right here with the pistons. So once we have that done, we're going to go ahead and then go to the side here of this dark oak trapdoor. We're going to place down 1 trapdoor at the side, 1 daylight detector at the side, a slab. Make sure that daylight detector, once you place it, you do close that trapdoor. We're going to go ahead and then place down a piston right here, like so, and then we want to go ahead and then place down a row of black stained glass paint, or full blocks going back from those pistons. We'll then place down a dark oak slab here to the side of the pistons, and taking our debug stick, we're just going to go ahead and do a right click that row of 3 across there to go ahead and set them to this mode right here to help with the sloping there for the front nose. Again, you can use your end portal frames as an alternative. On the sides here, we're going to place down a dark oak button on the side of this, or actually rather, we're going to go ahead and then take our black stained glass and place down a row of 3 going back from this slab here. We're going to go then place down a dark oak button to the side, as well as 2 more black stained glass panes going back from that dark oak button. That's going to kind of do the front there, and going ahead and running back to the rear of the aircraft here. We do want to go ahead and expand upon this a little bit. This is going to be basically very simple. In our center, placing down a black stained glass block on top of this one here, then a dark oak wood button coming off of it, and second black stained glass block back from it. And again, if you are doing a closed interior and you're not doing an interior yourself, you can just place down a black concrete block here behind that black stained glass. So that's going to basically finish off that center line there. And going back up to the front, we'll start working our way out to the side some more. So continuing on, we're going to take our green terracotta and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 blocks going back from those glass panes. We do want to go ahead and grab some end rods. We're going to place down an end rod on these 2 blocks like so. And then going ahead and going forward from the end rods, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate that's going to kind of go from the end rods toward the middle there, and we're going to open this toward the front. Now coming off those sides here of the fence gate, we're going to place down dark oak wood signs. And we also want to go ahead and place down a zombie head that's going to be on the side of the fence gate like so. And that's going to be this little object or instrument that sticks off the side there of the fuselage. From this though, we're going to go ahead and take our black stained glass. We're going to build 2 black stained glass blocks back, and then a black stained glass pane coming off the second block here. We're going to go ahead and then go back from the black stained glass pane with 1, 2, 3 green stained glass panes. Then we're going to go ahead and place down 1 and 2 mossy cobblestone walls. Then 2 green stained glass panes, 2 black stained glass panes, a green stained glass pane, black, green, black, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 green glass panes going back. We're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta, and behind our green stained glass panes and mossy cobblestone walls, we're just going to go ahead and place down our blocks. And then behind the black stained glass panes, we're going to go ahead and place down our black stained glass. So that'll be like so. And again, for those of you that are wanting to close the interior off, we can go ahead and place down our black concrete behind these black glass blocks. As well, make sure you get underneath here as well, as those will be visible from the outside. And in addition, we also have the front cockpit here, which we'll go ahead and just place down a layer that's just going to run underneath here, and also along the back here. And one thing to note also is if your pistons do get messed up, make sure you go back and re-edit those. Anyways, though, after we have that siding done, we're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 blocks. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 green stained glass panes back. I'm going to go ahead and double check our count here, and we should have 30 glass panes in total. Now after that, we're going to go ahead and then take our green terracotta, and we're just going to fill in the row behind us, or behind all these green stained glass panes. So all the way along the length here of the row of glass panes. So just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and continue this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, past that last glass pane. We then want to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls here, and then 4 green stained glass panes. On the inside here, we're going to place down 6 green terracotta blocks, followed by 1, 2, 3 more, a mossy cobblestone wall, and then a green stained glass pane. On the inside here, we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks on these 2 blocks here, and then a green shulker box coming off that black concrete, or that black stained glass block, mossy cobblestone wall, and then 2 end rods back like that for our guns. And on the side here, we're going to go ahead and do the same technique we've been doing, just by grabbing an item frame, place it on the side of the shulker box, a black concrete block in the item frame, and a dark oak wood sign on that side of that as well. And once you have that all done, that right there is going to basically complete the fuselage here for this layer, just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, and everything does appear to be good to go. So again, here's an aerial view with our fuselage all complete. And at this point in time, we will be going ahead and working our way out to the wings. So let's go ahead and jump into the wing section. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our wings. Now for our wings here, we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and going and grab our dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to go ahead and go on this leading edge and place down 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 going across. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 dark oak wood slabs. And after those 2 dark oak wood slabs, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 green terracotta full blocks. Now behind this row, we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 dark oak wood slabs, then 2 pistons, and then 3 green terracotta blocks over again. We'll then take our green terracotta, and we're just going to go ahead and run this all the way along the back here of that row, like that, bringing us to this point here. For Java players, again, we'll take our pistons here, and we'll use our debug stick there to get rid of that wood portion, And again, end portal frames are an alternative to the pistons. Once we have this done, we're going to then go to the side here of this green terracotta block. We're going to build back 1, 2 blocks, so you have a total of 3. We're going to build this row out to the side here, a total of 10. So we're going to go ahead and run a row. So we have 1 already. So we're going to go ahead and go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now along this row, we're going to go ahead and take our slabs. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to place down a total of 4 pistons. We'll take our green terracotta, and we're going to go ahead and then build 1, 2, 3 forward, dark oak wood slab, then a second slab going toward the inside there, and then we'll just fill the space in here with green terracotta. So we basically have this so far here for our wing. Now we're going to go then grab our dark oak wood slabs, and we're going to place down a row all the way alongside here of the pistons and the slabs located alongside there. We're going to go ahead and then go to our last slab here. We're going to go forward 1, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and then go off of this row. We're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go off this slab right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on the end of row 4 there, we're going to go ahead and take our pistons. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood slabs. Now after those dark oak wood slabs are placed, we're going to go ahead and then go forward from the middle piston. So we're going to place down 1 here, and then 1 out to the side there. See that row of 2 there. We're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2 dark oak wood slabs. After that, we then want to go ahead and place down a row of 3. So we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3. After that row of 3, there's going to go ahead and then be a piston here. And we're going to go and do another row of 3. Like that going back. Our next section here is going to be another piston. And then this time 1, 2, 3, and 4 dark oak wood slabs back. After that, we're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, 3 pistons like so. 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood slabs. Then it's going to be another 3 dark oak wood slabs, followed by a piston here, 2 dark oak wood slabs. Then we're going to go ahead and place down a piston here, and a dark oak wood slab. And then lastly, a piston right there on that last iron trap door. Now once you have that done, we'll go ahead and grab our green carpet here. And we're very simply going to place down our green carpet on the tops of these full blocks of polished diorite and also top slabs. And we can also run this along the dark oak wood slabs here, like this all the way. And then right here, we'll place down 1 green carpet like that, just to give it a little bit more shaping there, make it flow a little bit nicer for the wings. So now that we have that done, we're gonna go ahead and take our green terracotta, and we want to go ahead and build a row forward from this block here, or from this piston. So we're gonna build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 green terracotta blocks forward. We're going to go ahead and then grab our polished diorite full blocks, and we want to go ahead and do first off a polished diorite stair coming off the 4th one, so like this. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 full blocks over, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and actually my bad, we went a little too far there. We're going to go and do 5 blocks over of green terracotta. Now after that, row 5 there, we're going to go ahead and then grab our pistons, and we're going to place down a row of 4. So we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to take our dark oak wood slabs and complete this all the way to the side there with a row of 5 connecting up from the front there. At this point in time, we'll go ahead and then take our green terracotta, and we're going to go ahead and fill in the remaining space here of the wing. So again, we're just going to fill in the space between the slabs, the pistons, and the green terracotta blocks. And this is just going to fill in nicely, completely with green terracotta, creating what will be basically pretty much mostly visible parts at the top of the wing. So again, we're just going to fill this all in. Like so. And after we have that all filled in, we are going to go ahead and now transition into our polished diorite outline. Alright guys, so going ahead and working on our kind of solid polished diorite full block section here. We're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and going to the stair here. And we're going to go ahead and build off the side of it 1. We're going to then go back at an angle. We're going to place down polished diorite full block and then 1 more block. We'll also go ahead and since we're at this point here, we'll just take our polished diorite top slabs and also place down 2 top slabs coming off those full blocks like that. Going back from this full block here, we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have a total of 6 along the side here. We're going to go ahead and then go in at an angle, place down 2, in at an angle again, and place down there 2 polished diorite full blocks. We'll then now take this time to go ahead and take our polished diorite and fill the space in completely like that to close that area off. That right there is going to complete your full block section of polished diorite, and we're going to go and now move into our slab section. Okay guys, so going ahead and jumping into this section a little bit, one quick thing before we go ahead and kind of do this outline and talk about it is we do actually want to go ahead and take our polished diorite, and we're going to go ahead and build a row of 1, 2, 3 across of full blocks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So you have a total of 4 rows of 3 there, kind of expanding off the side there. And that's going to kind of be over our engine and kind of where it connects up to. Now we're going to go ahead and move into and talk about our polished diorite top slab section, or outline. So this outline is going to start very simply by placing down a polished diorite top slab coming off the side of this piston here. It's going to go and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over, so you have a total of 6. We're then going to go ahead and go forward and out to the side at an angle, place down a top slab, again forward and out at an angle, and then we're going to place this top slab, go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Off this fifth one, we're going to go ahead and then place down a top slab over. Then we're going to go ahead and go forward at an angle and place down a forward and out and place down a top slab. We're going to go to the side of that slab, place down an air slab, and then back one slab. So it should look like that. We're going to go ahead and go forward from the slab, 1 and 2 more. And then from this slab here, we're going to go over 1, 2. We're going to then go forward, 1 slab, and then a second one right after it. So you should create an outline that looks something just like this. Like we've been doing, we're going to go ahead and take our top slabs, and we're going to go ahead and very simply fill the space in. So just like this, and you will have your space right here completely filled in for your polished diorite top slabs. Alright guys, and when it comes to these this gun pod here, we're going to go ahead and build this up real quick. For this, we want to go ahead and start off by going ahead and place down 2 black stained glass blocks right here, and we're also going to go ahead and grab a dark oak wood button, and we're going to place it down on the side here of this block facing forward. To the sides of the first block, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides and a green shulker box right behind that. We're going to place down an item frame on the side here of the green shulker boxes, as well as a black concrete block in it. And then again, for Java players, we'll place a dark oak wood sign on the side of them, like so. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down 3 rows of 3 of polished diorite, so 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks down the center. On the sides of these blocks, we're going to place down diorite walls. So you have a total of 4 on both sides there. We then want to place down a full block here and an air full block, so you have 2 more going forward. On the sides of this block right here, we're going to place down an upside down polished diorite stair on both sides to go ahead and fill that in like that. And that will kind of connect our gun pod up to our wing and allow us to move into our iron trap door section of the outside of the wing here. So one quick adjustment we're also going to make is we're going to go ahead and also place down 1 more additional top slab right here on the leading edge of the wing, right after that outer engine. And then once you have that set up, we'll move into our iron trap doors. So once we have that set up, we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and going off those 3 polished andesite top slab or diorite top slabs. We're going to place down 4 iron trap doors to the side. We're going to go ahead and go back and out to the side with an iron trap door at an angle. 1 more out to the side from that, so you have 2. Then we're going to go back from this one, 2 more iron trap doors, so you have a total of 3 on the outside here. We're going to go over an angle, place down an iron trap door. This is going to be a total of 3. Then over again, 2, and then over again, 1. We'll then take our iron trap doors, and we're just going to go ahead and fill in the space here like so. With that all filled in, the last thing for us to do is to go ahead and go to this section here and place down some iron trap doors in those spots like that. Now with that all finished, that is going to pretty much do it for our main structure here for the wing. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves a debug stick here, and we're going to go ahead and then do the same thing here for all the pistons that we did previously. And we're just going to go ahead and set them all to this state like so. And we're going to go ahead and do that all the way around, just like that. Now once we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and work on our engines here. So to expand upon our engines, we're going to start with this one here. We're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta. And this is going to be a total of 2 more rows of 3 going forward. So we have 1, 2, and 3. We then want to place down a green terracotta block here in the center, and then a wall to both sides of it. We're going to place down another green terracotta block in the center, this time followed by a green stained glass pane to both sides. And then we're going to place down a black concrete block going forward. This is going to be followed up with a wither skeleton skull on the tip there of that black concrete. We're also going to go ahead and take our item frames. We're going to place down 3 item frames, 1 along the side of the wall and 2 along the side of those green terracotta blocks. And in those item frames, we're going to go ahead and place down black beds. And we're going to go ahead and rotate them so the pillows are facing toward the rear of the aircraft. And again, for Java players, we'll place our dark oak wood signs on the side of those blocks. After that is all done there, that's going to do it for our inner engine, and we're going to go and move to our outside ones. Outside ones here are going to be set up very similar to what we did before. Black concrete block on top of here, 2 green terracotta blocks in the center, and then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 mossy cobblestone walls, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then grabbing our dark oak slabs, we're going to place down 2 in the center, coming off that black concrete. Again, same thing over here, black concrete here. Then we're going to go ahead and place down 3 green terracotta blocks this time, and then we're going to place down 5 walls along the side here, and then 2 dark oak top slabs there in the very center. And after that is all done there, that is going to wrap up what we have for that. One thing also I just noticed here is our outer engines. Make sure that there is an iron trapdoor on top of that right there. But anyways though, with that all done, that is going to basically wrap up everything we have here for layer 12. Here again is a overview of what it should look like so far. As you can see, it is really starting to come together. We have a good portion of the wings built up. We still have quite a bit to go on it, but we are getting closer and closer to finishing the wings, and I would say the majority of the hard parts out of the way. The next layer might be a little bit long as well, but after that, we're pretty much good to go with this build, and we'll just very much be finishing things off. So that right there is it for this layer, and with that we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, which will be layer number 13. Alright guys, moved into our next layer, we have layer number 13. For layer 13 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to begin with by going ahead and placing down a black stained glass pane on top of this black stained glass block, and then we're going to place down 2 more black stained glass blocks back from that. Right here, we're going to go ahead and, if you're on Java, we'll place, or not if you're on Java, but if you are wanting to close this into your off, realistically, you're not going to really be able to build anything at this level anyway, just due to the way this is structured. So anyways, either way, you're going to probably have to place down either green terracotta or black concrete here to kind of close this area off. For me, I'm going to be using black concrete. From this though, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of green terracotta. It's going to run all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. This right here is going to be a total of 76 blocks, and it should end about this point here. We're going to go ahead and then place down a black concrete block on top of this one here, and then a black stained glass block, and then another brick stair. And that right there is going to make the center line there for this layer. At this point, we're going to go and start working our way out to the sides. We're going to place down a black stained glass pane, then 2 black stained glass blocks, a black concrete block, and then a row of green terracotta going back. This is going to run all the way along the length here of the aircraft, and I'll get you guys a more accurate count once we have this row put in. So just gonna run all the way back. And we're going to stop at this point right here. So this is going to be about the same length as the previous row, coming in at a total of 76, so yep, the same length as this center line row. We're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood stair here, a black stained glass pane, and then a zombie head coming off the side of this stair here. If you are on Java, we can go ahead and alter this pane a little bit to make it connect to the stair and this zombie head. Very simply, we can go ahead and figure out what direction we need to have this face. So if we want to connect this glass pane to our stair, we'll be using our debug stick that we've been using throughout the build. But we can look in our direction there. We want to go ahead and have this connect up to that stair. So that would be facing south. So we can left click this until we get selected face south, right click it and extend it. We're going to do the same thing for the north side. So it's going to go like so. And we have our zombie head there, and that right there is basically our back turret completed. Going back up to the front, we're going to go ahead and work our way out to the side here again by placing down a black stained glass pane here at the side, 2 black stained glass blocks back, and then taking our green terracotta, we're going to go and place down a row of green terracotta back. Again, I'm going to go and build this row, and then I'll get you guys the count after. And it's going to go all the way back to this point. This row right here is going to be a total of 65 blocks in length. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dark oak wood stairs, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 dark oak wood slabs. Next row is going to go back up to the front here. We're going to go ahead and go to the side of the black stained glass blocks here. We're going to place down 2 dark oak wood buttons. We're going to follow this up with 2 dark oak wood slabs, and then we're going to switch back to our stairs. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stairs, followed by 2 dark prismarine stairs, and then we're going to go ahead and place down a row of dark oak wood stairs all the way along the side here. So it's going to cover up that gap there, and it's going to continue to run all the way back along the side here, and it's going to end at this point here. Now what we can do here is we can go ahead and see the count. That's going to be a total of 34 stairs going back from those prismarine stairs. On the very end here, we're going to take our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to go ahead and continue this. And we're going to go and stop at this point here with our dark oak wood slabs. This here is going to be a total of 15 slabs. And that right there is going to pretty much wrap up the fuselage. At this point now, we're going to go ahead and start our work into the wings here. So for the wings, we're going to go ahead and start off with our engine here. This is going to begin with daylight detector. So we'll go ahead and grab one of those. And right here, we're going to place down a daylight detector on top of this green terracotta block here, followed by a dark oak wood slab right behind it. And we're going to go ahead and then place down a piston. That can again be either substituted out for a endstone portal frame as well. We're going to go ahead and place down 3 green terracotta blocks, another piston right here, and then a dark oak wood slab, and then a daylight detector. We're going to go ahead and go to the side here of these 3 green terracotta blocks, and we're going to place down 3 pistons, or the endstone portal frames. And then after we have that done, we're going to go ahead and then take a zombie head and place it here in the corners, and then at a slight angle that goes back like that on both ends. So it's going to look like this. We then want to go ahead and go forward to this section. We're going to place down a dark oak wood slab here, both corners, and then another zombie head here at a slight angle going forward like that on both sides. We can then take our debug stick here, and we can go ahead and then right click all those pistons and set them to that level there to go ahead and complete that first inboard engine. At this point, we're going to go ahead and then build our our middle engines. So for this, we're going to start off with a green terracotta block that's going to go on top of this dark oak wood top slab here, followed by a black concrete block, and then a wither skeleton skull. We're going to go ahead and place down a green stained glass pane coming off the side here of this block on both sides here, and then another green stained glass block in the middle here, mossy cobblestone wall to both sides. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 3 of green terracotta, followed by a second row of 3, a third row, and a fourth row going back, and then one more fifth row like that. We're going to go ahead and then place down a green terracotta block here in the center, dark oak wood stair to both sides. After that, we're going to go ahead and then place down another green terracotta block in the center, again followed by another dark oak wood stair to both sides there, a piston in the center here, and then a So we're actually going to go ahead and edit this real quick. We're actually going to go ahead and move these stairs forward one, and we're going to go ahead and then delete this row right here. So it should sit like this. And then our piston here is going to be positioned like so. We're going to go back with a dark oak wood slab from the piston, and then a daylight detector like that. On the inside here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves dark oak wood slabs, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab that's going to be here coming off that piston, and then a daylight detector right there, and that's it in that spot. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 more dark oak wood slabs over from this dark oak wood slab there. And then we want to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 dark oak wood slabs out to the side there. We're going forward there from that stair. So it's going to look something like this here, setting up this engine. Now, in addition to this engine, we want to go ahead and add our item frames. And we're going to place down our 3 item frames here. And we're going to place down our black beds. Again, we're going to have these facing toward the rear. Same thing over here. So just like that. And in addition, we'll grab our dark oak wood signs again for Java players, and we'll be placing these on the sides here of those blocks as well. So just like that. Now, after we have that done, one quick thing I also would like to go ahead and mention is that on the left side of the engine, so you're going to look at it from up above. On the left side of the engine, no matter what, you're going to go ahead and place down a zombie head. That's going to come off this piston here and then go forward from it with another zombie head. And make sure you fix your pistons if you've already altered them. But as you can see on this engine on the left side, it's on the left side. On the engine on the right side, it's on the left side of the engine. So again, that's one consistent thing that you don't want to like mirror over. You want to make sure that's like that on both sides there. Anyways, though, with that all squared away, we're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood slab here. And then we're going to place down a daylight detector directly after it, like that, to go ahead and wrap up this middle engine. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and then grab our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down 1, 2, coming off this section here. We're going to go ahead and then go toward the rear of the wing, and out to the side, we're going to go ahead and go 3 slabs. Then we want to go 2, 2. Then we want to do 1, 1, 1, and then 2, like that back. So you're going to have a design that looks something just like this. We'll grab our green carpet, and we're just going to go ahead and place down our green carpet on the inside here. So we're just going to kind of follow the shape here of our outline. And once we get to this diorite, we're going to go ahead and basically fill this in completely. So all this diorite is going to get covered up with those green carpets. And right here we can kind of make this a little bit smoother by place down some green carpets like that. But basically you just want your green carpets to cover up that diorite for the most part, but we kind of have it shaped in here a little bit to help with that. May help it flow a little bit better. Anyways though, once we have that done, we can also alter this piston back like that by just going ahead and right clicking it like so. Now after we get that all done there, we're going to go then go up to the stair here. Now the stair, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4 slabs over. Then taking our green terracotta, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks over from that. We then want to go ahead and place down a slab here. Then we're going to follow this up with a row of 2 of pistons. After that row of 2 of pistons, we're going to place down another slab here, and then another 2 pistons. We're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3 pistons, then 1, 2, 3 again. Then we're going to do 1, 2, then 1, 2 again, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, back just like that. Now we can then fill in this space here with dark oak wood slabs. So between our pistons and our dark oak wood slab outline we did, we're just going to fill this in like so, and it'll look like this here so far. Now for this leading edge section here, we do want to go ahead and grab ourselves some item frames. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 item frames, so starting on that die right there, and then we're going to place down 3 dark oak wood slabs over, and then 3 green terracotta blocks going forward. Now for this engine here, we're going to go ahead and basically do the same thing we did on the air side there. So we have the row 3 here, we're going to place down a second row going forward, a third row, and then a fourth row like that going forward. We're going to place down a green terracotta block in the center, followed by one more. Mossy cobblestone walls to both sides there, and then a green stained glass pane going forward from those walls, as well as a black concrete block, and then a wither skeleton skull. Now we're going to go then take our item frames and again do the same thing on the sides here that we did for the engine right here, and we're just going to go ahead and again place on our beds, make sure the pillows are facing toward the rear of the plane. And we'll also take our signs, and we're going to place down our signs here as well. Like that, and same thing over here. After we have that done there, we're just going to go ahead and go back from the engine for green terracotta and just connect up to our pistons and slabs there, and that's going to make that engine there. Now we're going to go ahead and then grab our pistons again, and we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, 3 over, and then we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 4 of green terracotta. After that row of 4 there, we're going to go ahead and go back to our little gunner's position here. We're going to go ahead and go from this piston. We're going to place down a green terracotta block there in the center, and we're going to go ahead and bring this all the way up and connect up to that row there. This chunk here we can just fill in with green terracotta. So that's going to get filled in completely there. And then we're going to go and take our pistons. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And we're going to go ahead and then place down a piston right in this space. So it's going to come off that third one there from the back. We're going to take our green terracotta. We're going to bring this line all the way forward like so. And we then want to go ahead and fill in this row here. And we're also going to go ahead and place down a row here that's going to go one less than this row. So it's going to end right here. And that right there is going to basically make your green portion of the wing. And at this point now we're going to go ahead and move into our diorite. Alright guys, so going ahead and continuing on, we have our diorite full blocks we're going to go ahead and set up. We're going to start off by going ahead and going into this green terracotta block here. We're going to build 2 blocks out to the side, then 2 upside down diorite stairs, and then 2 diorite top slabs. Going back from these 2 diorite top slabs, we're going to place down 2 polished diorite blocks. Then on the outer block, we're going to go ahead and go 2 back. We're going to go ahead and then go inward and back, and we're going to place down 2 more. We're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3 at a diagonal, going across, and then we have 1 and 2 blocks, which will connect us up to this point here. We'll then take our polished diorite, and we'll just go ahead and fill this whole space in on the inside here completely. So again, just like this, we'll go ahead and fill this all in. Once we have that all filled in, we're going to go ahead and move into our diorite top slabs. Alright guys, for our top slab section, we're going to go and start by going ahead and go into this piston here. We're going to place down 2 top slabs over. We're going to go ahead and then go forward and out to the side 2 more top slabs, then forward again at an angle, 1 top slab, 2 again, 1, and then we're going to go ahead and place down 2 going forward, and then we're going to place down 4 going forward out to the side here. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 and it top slabs over, and it should connect us up here like so. We'll then take our direct top slabs and we'll just go ahead and fill this whole space in like so. After we have that all done, it's going ahead and now transferring over to our iron trap doors. For our iron trap doors, we're going to go ahead and start off by placing down a iron trap door in this spot here. Then we're going to place down 2 here, then 3. Then we want to place down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go ahead and place down another row of 5. Then another. And then we're going to place down a row of 4. Followed by another row of 4. A third row. And then a fourth row, like so. And that's going to make our iron trap doors out to the side there. We'll take our debug stick here. We'll go ahead and edit our pistons. Actually, real quick before we do that, let's go ahead and finish this gun back here. So for this, just a black stained glass block on top of this one here. Then another brick stair, which we'll go ahead and grab from our creative menu. So we have a stair right here. We're going to go ahead and place down a black stained glass pane to the sides here. And then a zombie head cut off the sides of the stair, like that. We'll then take our debug stick here, and we're just going to go ahead and basically right-click all these pistons and send them to that state there where they don't have the wood. So just like that for all of that, and once you have that all done, that's going to basically wrap up everything we have here for this layer. And taking a look at it from above here, this we should have for the top-down view with this all complete. At this point, for the most part, you're going to be sitting pretty smooth sailing here. We do have a little bit more to expand upon with our wing as we bring it up another little level in our next layer, but we're very close to finishing off the wings. I would say that the main hard portion is out of the way, and it's going to be kind of just finalizing everything from here on out. Anyways, though, that is going to include everything there is for layer 13, and with that, let's move on to layer number 14. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 13. For layer 13, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and begin by placing down 3 green carpets on top of these black concrete blocks there just to kind of close them off. And we'd also want to take dark cuckoo buttons, and we're going to place down rows of 2 of dark cuckoo buttons on top of our black stained glass. Now, we do have one thing on the left side, which we're just going to go ahead and do right now, and that's going to be this one difference, and it's going to be this little hatch here that's kind of off-centered to the left side. What we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and go back from this green carpet here with a zombie head, a dark oak wood slab, and then a zombie head on both sides, and then one zombie head right here. And that's going to make that little hatch, and again, that's going to be on the left side there, and the left side only. We then want to go ahead and go to this middle zombie head. We're going to go ahead and skip 1 and 2 spaces. We're going to go ahead and place down a black stained glass block, followed by a second and third, so you have 3 blocks here, like so. We're going to go ahead and place down a black stained glass pane to the side, black stained glass block here, a green stained glass pane like that, and we're going to go ahead and place down 2 end rods going back from that green stained glass pane, as well as a dark oak wood button on the sides here of that, these black stained glass blocks, except for this forward one. And that right there is going to create this turret right here. We're going to go ahead and then go from this block. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on your 6th block from that block there, we're going to place down a green terracotta block. We're going to go then skip a space, place down a dark oak wood fence gate like so, and then open it toward this green terracotta block. After that, we're going to go then work our way here to the back of the aircraft. We're going to start off by placing down a dark oak wood trapdoor on top of that black concrete block there, a dark oak wood stair, and then we want to go ahead and then place down a row of green stained glass panes, going forward a total of 13 blocks. We're going to go ahead and in this section here place down either a piston, or you can place down a dark oak wood upside down stair, like that. So whichever you prefer there. For us, we're going to go ahead and place down the piston, and then a dark oak wood top slab coming off that going forward. We're going to go ahead and then right-click the piston with the debug stick, and we'll get rid of that wood portion and help us with the shaping there for this front section. We're going to go ahead and grab green stained glass panes and start on the last block here. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 green stained glass panes going forward for the start there of our vertical stabilizer. With that all done, that's pretty much it for our actual fuselage section, and we're going to go ahead and now move our attention now into the wings. Alright guys, moving into our wings here, we're going to start off by going ahead and go into our engines, and for this first engine here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a dark oak wood trapdoor, and we're going to go ahead and very simply place it on top of this block here. We're going to go then go back from that with a daylight detector, so like this, and then we want to go ahead and then place down, make sure that trapdoor actually stays closed. We're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood slab. We want to go ahead and then switch to pistons. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 pistons, and then a dark oak wood slab like that on the end there. On the sides of the pistons, we're going to place down dark oak wood slabs, so just like this to both sides. This stairway here, we're actually going to swap out and turn it into a green terracotta block. And then grabbing ourselves zombie heads, we're going to place down a zombie head here at a slight angle on both sides like that. We'll then take our debug stick, we'll right click those pistons and get rid of that wood portion to create a nice smoother top there. And that's going to be those middle engines, and very simply, again on the left side here, we're going to go ahead and place down a zombie head coming off the slab, and then one zombie head coming off and going forward for that little intake there on the side of the engine. Again, it's going to be on the left side here. If you're looking straight down, always on the left side of the engines, no matter what. Our next engine here is going to be started off with a daylight detector right here, and then we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab, followed by a piston, then 1, 2, 3 green terracotta blocks, another piston, and another dark oak wood slab. We're going to go ahead and then place down pistons on the side of the green terracotta, then a dark oak wood slab on the sides here, a zombie head at a slight angle like this on those mossy cobblestone walls. And we're also going to go ahead and place down a zombie head here in these corners, again at a slight angle. We'll take our debug stick here, and we're going to go ahead and right click the pistons and get rid of that wood portion, and that'll finish off your outer engines. At this point, we're going to go ahead and then go over from this zombie head, 1, 2, 3, and on our 4 space here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab. We're going to go ahead and then go 3 more slabs over. We then want to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2. We're going to go ahead and then go 1. And then for this section here, we're going to go ahead and grab a quartz slab. And we want to use smooth quartz. We're going to place down a smooth quartz slab. Then a dark oak wood slab. And then we're just going to place down 2 green carpets. So 1, 2. We're going to go ahead and then take our green carpet, and we want to cover up the remaining diorite blocks. So this is all going to get covered up with our green carpet. So we want to have no white showing on the top here of the wing like we've been doing. And what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of mind the shape here. So we're going to go ahead and go 2. We have our 2 green carpet here. We're going to go 2. Then we have 1. Or we're going to make this 2 again. Then we have 1, 1. And then we're going to go ahead and transition this into 1, 2, 3. And we'll make this one 2. So it's going to look like this. And we're going to also place our green carpet here. And we're just going to go ahead and fill this in. So it doesn't really matter too much about the green carpet position. It's just mainly just to help kind of keep the flow of the wing a little bit intact, instead of just having this harsh like green squared off section. So that's the only reason why we did what we did there. Anyways, after we have this done, we're going to go ahead and go back to this quartz slab here. We're going to go ahead and kind of build off of this. We're going to build quartz slab over, then 1 back. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves our polished blackstone, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, then 1, 2, going back from that middle one, and then 1, 2 going forward. In the corners here, again, we're just going to take our quartz slabs, and we're going to place them like that. So you get basically that German kind of iron cross symbol. Once we have that done, we want to go and take our dark oak slabs, and we're just going to go ahead and build this over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 blocks, so along this leading edge row. And then we want to place down 1, 2, so we have 6. We're going to go ahead and continue this on 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks. And then after your 10th extra slab there, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, and 3 green terracotta. Now we can go ahead and then fill in the space right here with dark oak wood slabs like that. And we can then go ahead and go to our green terracotta. We're going to place down a piston, which will be right here. Then a green terracotta block going back from the piston. Then going back from this green terracotta block, we're going to place down 2 more pistons. Then on this side here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block coming off this one. 1 and 2 green terracotta blocks back, and then another piston located right here. Now, once we have that set up, we'll take our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down 1 here, 4 there, 2, 1, and then across the back here, 3 as well. So it's going to kind of fill that in like that. We'll also take our daylight detectors, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 on the leading edge here, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dark oak wood slabs, and then we're going to place down a row of 4 of pistons. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this block right here, we're also going to make a green terracotta block. Now at this point, for the outside here of your wing, you want to go ahead and grab yourself some polished diorite, stairs and slabs. We're going to place down a top slab coming off this piston here, an upside down stair. We're going to place down two full blocks, another upside down stair, and another top slab. So it's going to look like that. We then want to go ahead and go off of this stair here on the trailing edge, 1, 2, and 3 top slabs. And we're going to go ahead and then go off of the front here, and we're going to go ahead and build 1 and 2. We then want to go ahead and go at an angle here, place down 1, and this is going to connect up to the back. We'll then fill the center in here with our top slabs like that to go ahead and make the top there of our wing. At this point in time, we'll go ahead and then take our debug stick, and we're just going to go ahead and right click our pistons just like that to go ahead and reset them. And on top of this wing section here, we're just going to take our green carpet, and we're just going to go ahead and cover up the top here. So since we're basically already done with the wing, we'll just go ahead and cover this up with our green carpet. We can make it look a little bit nicer by having it flow a little bit better like that into this section, like that. But basically it's going to look like that on the tip of the wing. You're going to take that same thing, copy it over to the other side, and you'll have your wings here for the build complete. At this point in time, we'll be going ahead and moving into basically our final layers here, in which we're just going to really be building up the tail of the aircraft. So we're kind of done with the main bulk portion. Everything else from here on out should be smooth sailing, and the hard part's out of the way. Anyways, with that, let's move on to our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our final layers here, we have layers 14 through 27. For these layers, we're going to start off by going ahead and going to the front up here. We're going to go ahead and go to this turret. We're going to place down an air brick slab on top of this, followed by dark oak buttons like this on those remaining blocks like that to go ahead and complete that turret. We're going to go then place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of this green terracotta block, as well as a dark oak wood fence gate coming off this wall. And we're going to go then open the fence gate toward that wall like so. We're going to go then go up 2 fence posts up from that mossy cobblestone wall, and then a zombie head here on the very top like that to go ahead and make this little mast or that's going to attach to our cable that's going to run to our vertical stabilizer. That's it for that. Let's go ahead and move back to the vertical stabilizer. Alright guys, so going ahead and continuing on, we're going to go ahead and move back to our vertical stabilizer. We're going to start off with placing down a dark oak wood stair on top of that top slab. We're going to follow this up with a daylight detector behind that, and then another second daylight detector. At this point, you will have this problem here with the piston will turn or will activate, so we will want to go ahead and make sure we fix this. And what we're going to do here for this is we're going to go ahead and place down our piston, or reset our piston underneath it. We're going to make sure that daylight detector is turned to the night mode. So very important to make sure that that sits properly, like so. And we're going to go ahead and then grab our debug stick here, and we're going to go ahead and basically, boom, and we're going to go ahead and then right click it and reset it like that. After that though, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood stair here after that second daylight detector. And then we're going to take our green terracotta, and we want to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks back. And then we're going to go and take our dark oak wood slabs here, and we're going to place down a row of slabs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 dark oak wood top slabs. And we're actually going to go ahead and extend this green terracotta back one more. So it's going to look like this. Now once we have that done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a zombie head here on the end of that row of top slabs, and we're also going to take our dark oak wood signs and run it along the side there of those slabs. Same thing over here. Just like that. Now once we have that done, we want to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block up right here, followed by a green stained glass pane. We're going to go ahead and go off that pane, block back, block up, pane, block back, block up, pane. And we do want to do this a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 times. So we have 1, 2, and then we have our third, then we have 4, 5, 6. So we actually only want to go up 7 from this. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we only want to go 6. I said 7, but realistically we're only going up 6. So do make sure you only go up 6, and then from here we're going to go and continue on. We're going to build out a row of 4 of our green terracotta blocks back. We're going to go ahead and then place down a green stained glass pane here. And then down from this green terracotta block, we're going to go and drop down 1 and 2 more. We're going to place down another glass pane and another mossy cobblestone wall. From this point, we're going to go and then drop down a row of 5 green terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go off the bottom one, mossy cobblestone wall, and then up 1, 2, 3 2 green stained glass panes. We're going to go and then drop down from this mossy cobblestone wall with 1, 2, 3, and 4 green terracotta blocks, and we're going to place down 2 glass panes on the bottom of this, on the top of that slab there. Now, that right there is going to basically finish that off, and at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and basically start filling in the details there for our tail. Now, before we go and dive into the details, one quick thing also is on the top here, we do want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor here, or actually rather a daylight detector, the dark oak wood slab, daylight detector, and dark oak wood trapdoor for the shaping there on the vertical stabilizer there of the tail. So it will look like this here at a distance, so if you need to take some time here to pause it, now's a good time to go ahead and do that to get this built in. Anyways though, once we have that done there, we're going to go and also take dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to run them along the side of those green terracotta blocks, and then we'll just close them like so. And same thing over here. So just like this, on the sides there. After we had that outline complete, we want to go ahead and then just fill this in completely with our green terracotta. If you need to, go ahead and pause the video now, but basically this is what we want, just blank canvas to go ahead and expand upon and add our blocks in. Now to go ahead and get started with our swastika, we're going to be going ahead and go into this section here. We're going to go ahead and go off this green stained glass pane with a black concrete block here. This is going to be this third glass pane here from the top. We're going to go ahead and then build this one block here. We're going to drop down one block, and then we want to go over 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then we're going to go ahead and then drop down one more. So it's going to drop down like that. Now this block here is actually going to be an anvil, and we're going to go ahead and also place down a dark oak wood sign on both sides of it. This will be kind of part of our rudder, where our rudder connects up to our main horizontal. We're going to go to our center block, so it's going to be this block here. We're going to go up 1, 2 blocks, and then 1 block to the side. We're going to then go down 1, 2 blocks, and then 1 over to the side. So it looks something just like that there on the tail. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take our dark oak wood buttons, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, and then another anvil. And we're going to then place down a dark oak wood sign on both sides of the anvil. We also want to go ahead and make sure we place those dark oak wood buttons as well, and the one button that goes up to the very top there. We're going to go and then drop down from this with 2 dark oak wood buttons in this space here. We're going to go ahead and skip the next space because this is where our horizontal stabilizer is going to sit. So we're going to skip this space and the space right below that. And actually, we're going to place it in that space below it. And then we're going to place down our anvil in this section. Again, dark oak wood sign on both sides there. Dark oak wood button here and dark oak wood button below that anvil. So it's going to look just like that. And after that's done, that's pretty much it for our vertical stabilizer. And at this point in time, we'll be going ahead and moving into doing our horizontal stabilizers. So our horizontal stabilizers are pretty simple. We're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and going to this section right here. So this row, this second glass pane up, we're going to go ahead and basically start off behind this. We're going to place down a dark oak wood slab here, followed by a second slab, and then we're going to place down 3 daylight detectors like this to the side. Our next row is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dark oak wood slabs, and then again 3 daylight detectors. Next row here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 dark oak wood slabs to the side there. Like this, and we'll go and double check the count here. It is 16. So you have a row of 5, then you have basically this other row of 6 right here, and then you have another row of 5 right here. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 daylight detectors, followed by a row of dark oak wood slabs that's going to connect us all the way to our horizontal, or our vertical I should say. We're going to go then place down a row of dark oak wood trapdoors on those daylight detectors. Make sure you close them like so. Then a row of 6 this time of daylight detectors, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slabs over. We're going to go then place down a row of 6 of daylight detectors across those daylight detectors, and then we want to go then take our daylight detectors and place down a row of 5 over, and then a row of 5 of dark oak wood trapdoors as well. And we'll make sure we close those and lay those flat like that. And that is going to basically create our horizontal stabilizer. Now all we need to do next is go ahead and take some iron trapdoors, and we're going to go and basically go to the bottom here of the trapdoors and the daylight detectors, and we're going to place down iron trapdoors. Now one problem that may arise is that the iron trapdoors being on the day mode will cause these iron trapdoors to open. A couple alternatives to this is to either 1, switch the daylight detectors to day mode, or to night mode, which doesn't look that great because it has that bluish grayish color, which isn't perfect. Another option is to use the debug stick. And lastly, one that's probably going to be more doable for most of you is to use birchwood trapdoors instead on the bottom here. So again, you'll have to kind of pick whichever one works best for you. But for us on Java, we have the debug stick here, and we can go ahead and left click the trapdoors until we get selected open, should say true, and then we can right click them and set them to false. And what this will do is it will close every single one of these iron trapdoors. So just like this, and you can see we have all those trapdoors closed. And just note the only place we don't have a trapdoor is where this dark oak button sits. But anyways, that right there is it for the horizontal stabilizer, and you're just going to take that same design and copy it over to the other side. And as you can see, I went ahead and just switched, transferred both sides over, and basically have both your horizontal stabilizers complete here for the build. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to do that cabling that runs from the tail all the way forward to that zombie head. To do this, it's pretty simple. We're going to start our zombie head, and we're going to place down a row of 4 of barrier blocks. We're going to go ahead and then go up, and we're going to do a row of 7. Then we're going to go and then go back and up, and we're going to go and do another row of 7. Up again, row of 7. Up again, this time a row of 6. Up again, a row of 7. A second row of 7 going up. Then a third row. And then we have 4 more that's just going to connect us there to the tail. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and then take our buttons here. And we want to go ahead and place down buttons here on the side to go ahead and smooth this out. So we're going to place down a button here on the side of this block here. Then we're going to go ahead and place down 3 on top of those blocks. We're going to place down 4 on the side here. Then we're going to place down 3 on top. 4 on the side. 3 on top. 4 on the side. 3 on top. This section here is a section of 6, so we're going to place down 3 on the side and then 3 on top. Then 4 on the side. 3 on top. 4 on the side. 3 on top. 4 on the side. 3 on top. And lastly back here, 3 on the side, and 1 on top. Like that for your barrier blocks, and that right there is going to create your cabling there for basically this cable. It's going to run from here all the way back, and that right there is going to basically complete that there on the build. Now, the last thing we have to do here is going to be the propellers on the engines. Alright guys, so moving into the propellers here, pretty simple. Really we're only going to do one because the same design can be pretty much applied to all 6 engines. But basically what we're going to do here is we're going to start off by going ahead and building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks out to the side. We're going to delete the first 4 blocks, and we're going to go ahead and take our wither skeleton skulls, and we're just going to place down 4 wither skeleton skulls like that. We then want to go ahead and go up at an angle to the other direction here, going up from this block here. We're going to go ahead and build 3 walls of polished blackstone going up at an angle, like so. Then going down from this, we're going to place down a wall like this, a block. Coming off that block, a wither skeleton skull, then a polished blackstone wall. We're going to drop down below this wall, and we're going to go ahead and then place down another block with another wither skeleton skull coming off the side, like that. And that right there is going to basically be your propeller design. You're going to take that same design, copy it over to the other engines, and you can flip it on the other side and have it flipped and going across those 3 engines. And that right there is pretty much it for the propellers, and really that's it for the main in-flight version there for the aircraft. At this point in time, I will be showing you guys how to do a modification of putting the basically putting the pontoons on the side extended. So this is kind of like the in-flight version without the pontoons. The pontoons were able to be folded up into the aircraft, obviously to improve drag on the aircraft, or to decrease drag, I guess you can say. With having those pylons extended, so we're going to be going ahead and talking about how to build those onto the aircraft if you do want to have this position in the water. Anyways though, that is it for the main in-flight version without the pontoons, and let's go ahead and talk about the pontoons now. Alright guys, so moving into the pontoons, we're going to go ahead and get started with these. Now, these really aren't too difficult to add in, it's just more of we have to break a section of the wing and make sure we do it properly, so it can be a little bit weird and a little confusing, but overall it really isn't anything difficult to do. Though to go ahead and get started with this, we're going to be going ahead and going to this section. So it's right after this rear gunner position, and it's going to be located right here in this wing section. We have these rows of 4 of iron trap doors. We're going to leave this first row, but this second row right behind it, we're going to go ahead and delete. We're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and removing these iron trap doors and the blocks basically right there. So we're going to remove this. We have the green terracotta blocks and all that stuff. You will have some carpets that will disappear. We'll talk about those a little bit later. We have this first row removed, and we're going to go ahead and remove 4 more rows going back. So, just like that. So we have a total of these 4 rows removed. and you should have basically a 4x4 square in there. Now what we're going to do next is we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves our smooth quartz, and we're going to go ahead and basically edit this by taking smooth quartz, and we're just going to place it along the top here. So just like this to close this whole area off. So you have this basically 4x4 square of that smooth quartz located right there. Now, in addition up here, obviously this is showing through, so we do want to make sure that we just take our green carpet and we just go ahead and replace that and cover that up like that. After that's complete, we also want to go ahead and change the green terracotta blocks right in these sections and change these to smooth quartz, just to kind of keep the color a little bit more consistent and not have that weird green showing through, which shouldn't be showing on the bottom there. And again, we'll just take our green carpet and we'll cover this up. Now, after we have that done, we then want to go ahead and break 3 more rows. So 1, 2, and 3, like this out to the side here. Now these rows, we're going to go ahead and basically do the same thing here, except we want to go ahead and place down iron trapdoors. So you're going to place down iron trapdoors like so, in this space like that. Again, we'll go above here, and we're going to go ahead and cover up any blocks that poke through, and you have a design that looks like this here. What we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and replace these 2 quartz or these diorite slabs with 4 full blocks like that. We're going to go to these middle 2 blocks here. We're going to place down 2 diorite walls and 2 white stained glass panes to the sides there. We're going to go then place down a row of 4 across, then a second row of 4. Then we want to place down a row of 4 of polished diorite and a second row of 4 going down. The second row here, we're going to go ahead and wrap birchwood buttons around. So just like that. Our next row down is going to be another row of 4. This one's going to have a white stained glass pane on both ends. And then another row of 4, again a white stained glass pane on both ends. We'll take our iron trapdoors, and we're also going to place them on the sides here of these blocks. And if you're on Java, we can go ahead and close them using our debug stick. So we'll go ahead and type in the command right now, Minecraft : debug stick, and we'll grab our debug stick here, and we're just going to left click the iron trapdoors until we get open to true, and we're going to set these, or open to false, and we're going to go ahead and set these to true. So they should lay flat there against the side there of those blocks. We're going to go then drop down with this with 2 blocks here, and then a polished diorite top slab to both sides. And once you have that all done, that's going to basically complete your pontoon. That's pretty much it for the design. Pretty simple. This aircraft would be able to fold these in flight and be able to obviously carry on its mission. So that right there is basically it for our 2 versions of the aircraft. You have obviously the in-flight and then the landed, I guess, with the pontoons extended, or the coming in for landing, whichever you want to refer to it as. But anyways, for the most part, that right there is going to complete my tutorial here for the BV238 giant flying boat. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be a link from a side of the build, tweet to my channel, or this video if this does appear on your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, all that fun stuff. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Jagdtiger for making this tutorial possible. As always, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video description, where you can go ahead and request builds like this to be done in the future. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's what you're here to vote for. And I will see you guys next time.